Disclaimer! The following content contains strong language, humor, and spoilers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. So in other words, don't watch this video if you don't want to be spoiled for Avengers Endgame. And please don't bitch about it in the comments later.
Well,
Avengers Endgame.
Endgame, yay! For the record, folks, this is going to be a complete and utter spoiler, so...
At any point, Adam will realise that the microphone's beside him, not in the next room. He's just after seeing the movie, so he's hyped up as fuck, but he's just like, have you guys, I didn't see this! Ah! Holy shit, yeah. But yeah, as will be put on the title card, hopefully you monster, this is Spoiler Cast.
Tony Stark is Iron Man.
Yes, he is Iron Man. I think we should leave that till towards the end. Apart from the fact that, so, start from the beginning.
Yes.
Go back to Iron Man 1. No, I'm joking. That'll take us 20 years.
Oh my god. So, we see that, yes, that Hawkeye, before the
snapping,
he was just living a happy life under house arrest with his fam bam. And then...
his family, yep.
And then, poof.
Yes, we actually get to explore that one with him, similar to Ant-Man in a sense, but now we know afterwards that for him,
Yes.
5 years was 5 hours to him.
Like, holy crap.
Yeah. But there's a lot I want to talk about.
Yeah, definitely.
With the microverse, or with the quantum realm.
Yeah.
So every time we've seen the quantum realm depicted, it's been the varying levels going down. It usually ends up with some kind of psychedelic trip effect and then stuff. Which, by the way, we didn't see Ghost or Goliath.
Yes.
So they probably, at the end of the Ant-Man and Wasp film, they're away going doing something else. And even whenever they were calling on everybody, like Ant-Man and Wasp couldn't tell them, oh, by the way, could you pick up these two guys? So they're going and doing something else. So whatever the next Ant-Man movie is, or... I could imagine them blending Ant-Man and Wasp with Spider-Man. So after Far From Home, like when he comes back, whatever his third movie is, like you imagine the jokes and the comedy of it. You could absolutely imagine Ant-Man jumping in with him.
Oh,
The only thing is tone. Ant-Man movies usually don't have a lot of
like, Ant-Man's
payoff,
more...
but
it's more of a comedy,
Peter's
like...
Really, yeah, but Peter's is comedy, but still dead serious because it's a kid in Queens.
Yeah, definitely.
The quantum realm is totally different. Yes, I understand that they're doing the tech. They've got the Mobius theorem inverted, according to Tony. Tony! And...
it's Iron Man.
Yeah. I like how you make that sound like it's like a spoiler effect. So it's like, oh, he's going to say a spoiler. Tony is Iron Man. Rather than Tony is dead. Tony is Iron Man.
Can I just point something out here? Okay, so as a running joke, yesterday you and me met up and we were ordering pizza, right?
Oh yeah, we're fat. We ordered pizza.
We were fat. And I just wanted pepperoni, only on half.
Oh god, on half.
Notice that that was probably
Did you notice he only got burned up on half?
On half, yeah.
On half.
The whole moral of Thanos' plan was to get rid of
oh god, half.
Only half. Only half.
On the left side or the right side of the galaxy? Only on half.
So there we go.
Yeah. So the quantum realm looks completely different. Maybe it's down to them using very specific technology to control the web that is the quantum realm.
I'm so wanting to make a Spider-Man joke there as soon as you mentioned web.
I know web, right? Don't worry, he'll come later. I'm so glad as well that for...
Oh, he's not?
Whenever the snapping unsnapped, everybody who was snapped was like, that was a weird couple of seconds. They didn't experience it all the 5 years. So now there's a weird twist that I'm not sure if the next Marvel movie or the next Avengers is going to explore this, but the fact that we have people, and there's going to be villains among them as well.
Oh yeah.
Who are 5 years in the future with zero memory and going, what the fuck happened? There's going to be probably civilians more than anything, but people who died in between, in those 5 years, that half the population didn't happen. So 2014, 2019, some people did die, but all the people who were snapped came back. So that's a weird in-house controversy, which will be interesting to see if they even touch on that. But it seems to be like a really good plot point for a plot point for a villain, such as Mysterio.
Yes.
Far From Home. Was he snapped? Was he before the snap? Was he biding his time, and now that everything's kind of getting back to normal, maybe he was snapped, and that's why we didn't see him at all in between. We didn't even hear about anybody like him. Was it he came back and he's like, oh wow, the Avengers are pretty much done. All the old cast is gone. Thor's fucked off into space.
With
He's
the
away on
Guardians.
holiday. Yep. So it's all these fucking newbies. Well, who's gonna stop me? Well, I'm gonna go and do my Mysterio shit.
Oh, yeah,
That makes sense.
now that you think about it as well, I mean, there are a lot of villains now that you think about it that are even just locked away. Like
Vulture.
Vulture for one.
Even though Vulture's kind of like, on the borderline.
The other one was the one that they introduced in Civil War, remember?
Zoloff? No, he died.
No.
Panther took him out.
Yeah, the guy, you know who I'm talking about, the guy that tried
he
to
instigated everything.
instigated.
Oh no, they did capture him. He didn't kill him. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
His whole thing is he wanted to kill himself. He captured
and then
him.
Black Panther stopped him, saying, "The world of the living is not done with you."
Hopefully he killed him afterwards. Like,
But then that's what I want to know. Like, maybe there's the possibility of him, maybe.
yeah, like he could mastermind something. Like you talk about, was it the Sirius 6 or something like that?
Oh, the Sinister Six.
Sinister 6, thank you. Sirius 6. I don't know the comics.
Here's the thing with
It
this.
sounds to me like he could be a part of that, but he's the guy kind of like running the show. Like him being an avid member, like his whole thing is that yes, he was a military commander and all the rest of it, but he wouldn't be on par with anybody with superpowers. His whole thing was, I can outthink all of you. I can Xavier this.
Because here's the thing, though. With the Sinister Six, like it can change. Like there's a proper comic book one that we know, but you see, if you have played Marvel's Spider-Man, for
they
the
had their
PS4,
own version.
they had their own version. So yes, you still had Rhino, Vulture.
Yeah.
You had Dr. Octopus in it. Well, he was
Dr.
already.
Octopus. Wow, yeah.
And then we had, I think it was either Electrocutioner or Shocker.
The Shocker, baby!
But then we had a few new ones. We had Scorpion, and then we had Martin Liu, but I'm trying to remember what his.
Just this. I'm sorry, I don't know anything about the Sinister Six, so it just sounds like for his movie, like it's a lineup of all these serious bad guys, and then somebody whose powers, Marty Liu, sounds like his powers come from the toilet. We need to wind it back anyway, because we're now going off on
definitely
on a really big tangent. It is a Peter Parker tangent for later on.
But let's go. Let's come back to Endgame. Come back. Beep. Go back.
Hand up. Wind back time.
Time back.
There. So.
Thumbs up.
Ronan's dead. Ronan exists now.
Yep.
They go and they try to sort out Thanos. They finally, after 23 days, so literally within a month.
Yes.
Actually shows how quickly the pager got to Marvel, and Miss Marvel came back with her nice long hair. I'll talk about that in a minute.
And holy crap, they showed no holding back at the beginning.
No, I'm actually so glad about that. Where they were just
they
like,
actually,
yeah, we're gonna fucking kill you. They killed them.
And on top of that, like, you think, like, yeah, we can do this. We can just create a new gauntlet. We can use the stones. But then Thanos destroys them. Like, that was, like, his, like, backup plan, you know? Like, so, like, no one can fuck it up.
I'm surprised, like, while he was destroying them, like, you know, part of the activity, it would have been a nice design choice.
Yeah.
But, like, you know the way he deliberately, probably using the stones, he made a very verdant green world. It would have been nice that whenever, like, 2 days ago we found this activity on this planet, if there was just a crater, or only on half, the planet got burnt. You know, because it was him trying to remove the stones, but it caused that ripple effect, because it affected half his body. So it would have been a nice kind of symmetry to see it affect half of the planet, like, legitimately. Or at least have a crater, because then it's like the fucking power of these stones ripped up, you know, half a planet apart. Rather than, like, you think about all the power contained in the stone, and you see no external damage except it just hit the Titan. Really powers up Thanos to be like, I am that strong. I took that massive power. But it would have been nice to see the explosion go outward slightly. But Thor ends up
decapitation.
Yeah, but his arc were through his movies. He was the boy who didn't know how to be a man.
Yep.
He became a man and realized that as a man he shouldn't be king.
Yeah.
Knew the kingly role was going to get forced upon him, but his dad
was dead.
Was still his dad was still there. Quotation marks.
Quotation.
Thank you, Loki. and then his dad dies, his sister wipes out everything, and he loses everything, and now he has to be the leader of his people, and now where he has the chance to be a leader of his people, half the people died in the first half of the movie.
Yes.
And then the second time round, he failed in bringing anyone back. And I know I've seen a few people complain about his arc then, where it's like, oh my god, he's just this fat guy. And it's like, well, hang on. For anybody who's actually suffered massive loss, like you look at anybody who's struggling, especially imagine at the end of the day, he loves to talk about, I'm a god, I'm a god, I'm a god.
Yeah.
But he acts like a giant fucking child.
Definitely.
Like a big man child. Naturally, his reaction's gonna be, I'm gonna get a few friends, I'm gonna get a few beers, and we're gonna hold this shit out. And I think for him holding New Asgard, the fact that the rest of them weren't dying was enough for him to be like, I'm a successful king. Nobody else is dying. They can fish. They can do their shit. They're happy. That's it.
Funny enough, we were talking in the last video of Infinity War, you know, like how at the beginning, you know, it was the attack on like the Asgardian ship.
Yep.
That nearly all of them, you know, just essentially.
Yeah, you didn't realize about this, but it was actually explained like in the documentary. And again,
they
wanted to show it, but the Russos couldn't do it. But half of them got away. Again,
like Valkyrie, Meek, and Stone guy. I can't remember his name.
Excuse me, do you not know Kog?
Kog, yeah.
My name is Kog.
So that was
good
good.
To see Taika Waititi again.
And then you said like, but then here's the thing though, the snap. Like, how do we know the thing I loved about the movie is that you see them, holy shit, they survived the snap.
Well, I'd say that the universe probably jumped in. See, that this was Thanos' big thing before the stones, right?
Yeah.
Was that while he was going planet to planet, he was doing the work of the stones. So unless those populations started regrowing, then the stone would have no reason to snap them out because 50% were already dead. Trying to apply logic to the stone.
Yeah, no, I get you.
The stones, because there seems to be a consciousness with the stones, some kind of like mind with them, like that's where everybody's theory of Gamora and now Black Widow aren't they're in a technicality of dead, but the Mind Stone remembers their sacrifices, so there might be the chance that even in future films we might get original Gamora and Natasha Romanoff back.
Yeah, because now that you think about it, I mean,
like that realm that Thanos and Ronan went into.
They turned. So in the movie, their idea was, you know, to like go back at different points of time, to different parts, you know, to get the stones.
And the crew they're using is now Professor Hulk, because in that 5 years, it would have been interesting to see how he does that or seeing the reaction. Was cool to see him for the whole movie as Professor Hulk.
Oh yeah.
So there's a touch there. Plus, he's such a smug prick now.
He is.
Because he realised, I'm a clever bastard. I'm a big bastard too.
And
look at you tiny people.
It's the fact that they travelled back to the point of the first Avengers, like in 2012, and he like, sees like how Hulk, you know, like acted, and he's like, "Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed."
I do kind of wish like the movie was so immense.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that they had a little joke of him going up and smashing the taxi and throwing the bike. That scene though lasted like 5 seconds too long. Like there's a bit after he throws a bike and he goes and shoves something else over, and it's like, okay, can we get back to Captain Steve? Can we get back to Tony? Can we go and do this? And it's like, I'm gonna push something else over here, and it's like, cool. We get that you don't. Even though you're Professor Hulk, you don't like being the Hulk. We get it. Move the fuck on. Like, I know it's 3 hours long, and I'm complaining about 5 seconds.
Oh, I know. No, I
get
you.
One of them giddy moments. You know, they're actually back in New York. They have a chance of getting seen. I honestly would have thought, because no way at the time as well, Hulk and Banner at that point, they don't share a mind. So if Hulk sees or remembers something, such as Valkyrie, Banner doesn't remember her until like he has to kind of go through and like, you're kind of familiar to me.
Yeah,
it would have made such good sense for Hulk to be like, you guys.
yes.
Hi. And then the Hulk kind of helps them create a hole through something. It's like Hulk helps, and it's like they've got two Hulks.
I appreciate this detail. So I was getting to like, so they split up. And Hulk goes off, you know, to get the Time Stone from.
Yeah, he tries to logically talk it out with the Master.
Do you know what I appreciate though? Like whenever he goes up, like she basically pushes his soul out.
And
his soul is physically Bruce Banner. Like it's like Mark Ruffalo, you know.
Which it really begs a question though, because I was expecting to see two souls when she did that, and it's like, so the Hulk is like a
That
person.
would have been interesting.
The Hulk, in terms of the science, like Marvel likes connected to it, the Hulk must then be like schizophrenia or a multiple personality disorder. The Hulk doesn't have a soul. Otherwise, if he did, he would have took over the body while Banner was out.
Yeah.
So there's something to be explored out. Now, they have talked about the fact that Mark Ruffalo's Hulk can't be done because of rights.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
his character arc has been done through the other movies.
Yes.
On the first Avengers. I think it's supposed to be like 6 movies altogether. I think this was the 4th or 5th. I need to double check. But maybe they kind of, now that they've hinted at it, like Captain America picking up the hammer, which we will get back to. Yes,
love that
you
bit!
giddy son of a bitch.
I know!
We'll get back to
Ow!
that. That's like half an hour away. We'll see how we go with this recording. That's like half an hour away of explanation. But it'll be interesting to see if they explore that, so that Banner can now actually sit back to them and be like, oh, we got the time spun back, I'm now Professor Hulk, everything's grand. And then he sits there and ponders the moment. And
Yes.
like, Hulk, I know you're still in here, buddy. Where were you? And then him have that self-conversation with him to be like, have I actually been in control the whole
Hulk,
time?
do I explain?
Hulk couldn't give a fuck. Hulk's chilling out with Thor and Korg and playing Fortnite.
Oh god.
It's no Master 69 again. Him with the fucking big belly over the headset. I'm gonna come do the... Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's right. Cry to your mother.
That's... Oh my god, I didn't realize kids still do that these days, because that was such a 2005 Call of Duty thing.
Yes.
I'm over there and fuck your mother. Yeah, I've been doing your mom all night. Yeah.
But this is something...
So...
What I'm getting to as
Yeah,
well, whenever they went back in time and all, I know I'm kind of jumping ahead here.
Technically back in times.
In times. So, come the tail end, you know, like, they would have to return the stones back to their designated point, you know?
Yep.
Here's the thing, though. Yes, they can return the time stone to the Master. Yes, they can return the Power Stone to its location. The Soul Stone.
Just go back to Vormir.
But how can they? Like, I mean, the whole point would technically, by giving back the Soul Stone, would that also not in turn...
No, it just means that the next person who has to go up there has to provide their next sacrifice.
Ah.
And before you ask... We'll jump ahead a little bit, because guarantee anybody listening to this kind of thing, everything's still kind of fresh in your head, so you're thinking about that ending as well. You're thinking about Steve sitting out after his years with Peggy.
Yes.
I assume the reason why he's on his own is that Peggy still did like a couple of years before that.
Yeah.
Probably 5 or 6 years in my head, where she probably still went through a phase of dementia, and he went through losing her. But kind of nice that he went through losing her normally.
Yeah, like,
In that sense, there's kind
with
of
a
like
life with her.
there's kind of like a sweet, bittersweetness to that. But if anybody's wondering, like, well, how could he have done that back himself? Oh god, I can't remember what time did Hulk send him back, or did Banner send him back?
No.
Because for the Power Stone, Soul Stone, and there's one other that I'm forgetting, that were found out in space with the Guardians.
Power,
If he sent him back
space,
far
and
enough-
the ether.
No, the ether's in a different realm, so he can just speak to Thor and his daddy about that, you know.
Yes.
But for the other ones,
Time.
if he
Mind
sent him
and
back
soul.
far enough, he probably just spoke to Fury and like, he brought back Marvel,
Yeah.
or he spoke to Marvel himself and was like, look, you can fly and do all this shit. Go put that on Morag and go put that on the dude on Vormir. He still didn't, unless, speaking of Marvel, he found out Old Man Steve still doesn't know about Red Skull. Oh!
Oh my
I didn't think
god!
about that. All that time Red Skull's been there. Steve still doesn't know that Red Skull's alive.
Dude, and you know what?
No, bullshit. Yeah, he does.
That brings up a good point as well. Like,
I'm an
I mean,
idiot.
Imagine that. Imagine if
The two of them had to meet again.
that they actually sent
he went
Captain
to Vormir.
America went to Vormir.
Yeah, like Ian Marvel took him with it to be like,
Holy
two of us have to see
shit!
this stone. To have that meeting again where it's like, oh, at least you're fucking doing something useful. No, I've just thought about this.
Yeah.
It probably got hinted at in the movie and everything we missed, but guarantee you, he already did. How have I forgot about this? When they're on the pier after losing Natasha,
Yes.
and fucking Hulk throws the bench, and he says to Thor about the floating,
red dude.
the floating red face dude.
And Steve is just
Guarantee
like,
at that point, yeah, that's probably at that point where he knows, and he's just like, yeah, that's Red Skull. That was stupid of me. So he does know that Skull's up there, or somebody to his likeness.
but then that's the thing as well. You have to take into account. Not only is Steve went back to return like the 6 stones in their right place, he also had to return Thor's hammer too. Don't forget.
Oh yeah, so he
Because
did.
the hammer was there on the.
Yeah. Oh, I actually completely forgot about it. Thank goodness he returned that. How crap would it like?
Old man Steve with a hammer.
No, I was actually thinking about the idea of them trying to redo a Dark World. And Dark World, I get, wasn't everybody's favorite. It set up the ether and not much else. I have to say, like, I was never a fan of the game.
Aye, because you had a fucking funny joke to mention.
I can't even remember what I said.
No, it was like at some point like we get in the future like Thor travels to like the current time.
Yeah.
And he's like,
He
what the fuck, guys?
Where's my hammer? I tried to fight off an entire invasion of elves. Jane's dead.
Dad's dead.
The world's recovered tonight. What the fuck did you do? Oh, here's your hammer. We've been using it as a paperweight. It's really effective. 2 people can lift it. One is an old man and is away on his crutches. The other one's up in space as a fatty. Anyway, roll back. So we got the Fat Man Thor in the village in Asgard.
Oh my god.
He finally agrees to be here and goes join them. Where the fuck did the movie go from there? Did they
basically
went straight to? There's so many.
5 years later, like after the point whenever they killed Thanos of their current timeline.
No. Oh yeah.
It cuts to 5 years later.
Yes. And thanks to the ratting, that I get why that kind of makes sense in a way. Is it, they would have found Scott's thing. It would have been sitting there for a while, and it would have festered. There would have been other animals rooting about.
Yes.
But unless the guys who were putting the storage stuff away knew to fuck about, the Pims had basically the go save Scott Lang button on a single button. They handy. Literally had it on, right, we're gonna pull you out, one button now. So it kind of makes sense in the realm of things where it's like, they're like, probably people are going like, why is it specifically 5 years later? I think they were just dropping, like, if it happened again another 20 days afterwards and suddenly Scott Lang's out.
Yeah.
It's like, that was incredibly soon. But they're trying to be like, look, in the realm of other animals and stuff, probably pushing and prodding at all the other buttons, everything living and festering in there. It just so happened that after the 5 years, the button was pushed.
It's so ingenious that, like, how that works with the theory with,
5 years to 5 hours.
5 hours.
Which will have to be questioned in future films. Like, we now have a realm that has no stones.
Definitely.
So it's like, okay, all of these...
The biggest threat is essentially gone.
All of the biggest MacGuffins are away. Now we can make other threats threatening again. That was really clever while making it... Yeah, we use time travel. The stones are all out there. And they can... This is the thing, because of time, can kind of dip back in if they need to pick out one stone. But only a handful of people know to do that. That's
the ingenious thing as well. Like, I know it's a different franchise, but like Kingdom Hearts 3, like it ends specifically on that as well. Like the whole games you see from like Kingdom Hearts 1 to Kingdom Hearts 3, all the in-betweens, that's all based on like the one saga on like one objective, just to like a gargantuous amount of time traveling.
We'll have to get into that.
And then now that Kingdom Hearts 3 is over, and according to like the secret ending, we're now going. Yes, we're now got like a newer threat, but at the same time, they're trying to revive the old way. The
old threat.
That'd
be interesting to have the new threat.
The new threat.
That begs a question for the Avengers movies then, if there is time travel, and probably the next Avengers, like at the minute, what's the poster? It's like Avengers X or something.
Yeah.
That really does beg a question of like, well, hang on, if they fucked about with
what
time
if that's
travel,
a code?
And somebody maybe somebody else figures out how their time travel works, Ghost or somebody, and then maybe not as bad guys, but they pass on the information to somebody. Avengers X for X-Men. You can't just say it out loud yourself.
Avengers and X-Men.
That would be really interesting, but you see if they go to do that, if we're talking in the realms of what we've already seen in the lead up to it, because all of the old cast is gone.
Oh yes,
bar
definitely.
Professor Hulk, and I think Professor Hulk's gonna try and sit back.
He's gonna be like a
and be
mentor.
Be the Xavier
Yes.
to the Avengers team. Probably back up Nick Fury. But if they do that, I hope it's the two sides fighting against each other to begin with.
Yeah.
Kind of a la Civil War, because
there's a Hulk division, and then there's the traditional tradition.
That's for another.
That's for another one.
But
yes.
At least now we do know, like, the kind of team up we can see fighting against them.
Oh yes, yes.
Now we've got Peter Parker back. We've got the Guardians semi back.
Yeah, that's true.
We've got a few adaptations in there, but
no, I'm going back to that. So Thanos destroys at the beginning all the Infinity Stones.
Yes.
Technically speaking, doesn't that mean by destroying the Soul Stone he's destroyed what's left of Gamora as well?
Well, okay, that's actually a fantastic point. I hadn't thought about that. So
technically saying,
well, here's the big question. So the quantum realm. This kind of Mortal Kombat-esque in the terms of realms. The use of the word realm, but at least in the way that they're presenting the realms.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, while you have to shrink down, the quantum realm kind of exists around us, but at the same time, we can't interact with anything in the quantum realm. Like, if you wave your hand about, you're not actually going to slap anything about in the quantum realm. It's weird like that. So maybe just getting microscopic in size is like the entryway into the portal into the quantum realm.
Mm-hmm.
So possibly, bear with me on this, the Soul Stone is simply the thing, like, our mic that's between us.
Yes.
This is one mic in our current universe that's around us. But if there was another universe, there would be another mic like this. But imagine the mic is a Soul Stone.
Yes.
If one of us got sucked into it, a la Gamora, into this microphone.
Gamora, I'll get you out!
Motherfucker, near swallowed the damn thing trying to get her out. And she got transported to the Soul Realm.
Yes.
So this was the gateway and the portal access to it, such as getting small. But the realm isn't in the stone or in the microphone. It's simply the key to get into it. So you have all of these soul stones and all the different timelines and all, effectively the multiverse that they've now created.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't dip too much into it.
Yeah, because
DC did way too much of that between their comics, between their own games.
And Injustice, yeah.
The Injustice games.
Oh, they're good.
They made a really good use of it though, because they stuck to there's this one, and that's it. And then the multiplayer is kind of like, well, what if all of the different ones, but the multiplayer's not on it? So that was really clever.
Yeah.
But hopefully they'll dip into it tactically when they need to. But what if we now have Natasha and Gamora in one soul realm together?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we don't know that for sure. So there's the possibility then, because of the way that you've done this, that there's now a universe, the universe that got their soul stone back.
Yeah.
But that one has Natasha in it. But the one with Gamora is now gone in that separation.
Yeah.
So that actually begs a really good question, because we could see in a future film then them try and go and get Natasha back. And while they're there, they meet up with Peter Quill, and he's like, oh, well, fuck, I'll go with you. Because this Gamora's a bitch and hates me.
Oh, yeah.
I want to get my Gamora. And that's like, look, buddy, Natasha's back, but Gamora's kind of, you dead. And then see him have another emotional flip out and try and kill the Guardians or something.
Oh, but then he needs like a big purple gumdrop to punch the shit out of.
Yeah, that's actually, now that I think about it, even in the big battle, Quill never got to have his moment.
Yeah.
With him. Now, don't get me wrong, he kind of already blew it in the last one, so it makes sense that in the whole Hobbit,
bad Quill, bad.
Everybody's like, yeah, fuck, Quill, get away from that. You don't go near him again. You've pulled this shit before.
And we should know. We got snapped.
We got snapped because of you, motherfucker.
Yeah, I didn't feel so good. Not now, Peter. You talking to me? No, the other Peter.
Actually, I was so hoping that when he came back, his first line was, I actually feel really good. Just as a fucking troll. Anyway, but again, we're getting away with this because of the timelines. It's like, oh, we're jumping forth the back of the timeline here of this movie. Let's nip back. We have to trail back. We're at New York. Okay?
Yes.
Well, in the timelines, right? So Thor and Rabbit are going and dealing with Asgard.
Asgard.
Dark World.
2013.
It was
yeah.
really cool to see his mum come back, which, if I read the credits right, was actually like a Russo played the
Yes.
mum, so I'm not sure if it's like a wife of one of them or a mother.
On that note,
That'd
did they
be really
actually
clever.
get Natalie Portman to appear for that one cameo?
Possibly.
Oh, that's another thing worth mentioning
Which,
as well.
if things go well, we won't see Natalie Portman back.
You seen on the list? You see at the beginning, they were going through like all like their allies that were gone in the snap.
Yes.
You may have not seen, but Eric Savile's name actually appeared up on the side
Oh,
there.
he was snipped?
Yeah, he was snapped.
Kind of makes sense, because if he wasn't snapped, they would have pulled him in to be like, you get space and stuff like that, come help us.
What
But-
happened with the likes of Jane and Darcy? Like, do you reckon they got snapped like in the original? Or
Either way, now that it's been undone,
it
They're
doesn't matter at
back.
this point?
but I kind of hope Darcy's alright. I know Darcy had everybody got irritated with her in the Mew Mew, yet she found her researcher boyfriend. Fuck up.
Hey, just Kat Dennings playing her, you know.
Mew Mew.
Meow meow.
Anyway, yeah, I know everybody hated the Mew Mew, but hopefully she's alive, and hopefully she turned around and killed.
Will you all be
Jane
happy
Austen.
because frickin' Mew Mew's dead? Technically.
Anyway, so Mjolnir got returned to the point in time. Stormbreaker now exists, but does Stormbreaker work by the rules of Mjolnir? In that you still have to be worthy to pick it up?
Well,
Because that at least explains why Captain America was able to pick up both. And we didn't see
Yeah.
anybody else lift it.
and
But we did see Thanos able to No, Thanos picked it up. Never mind. It doesn't. He doesn't work by the rules of
here's the
Mjolnir.
thing as well. Don't
'Cause
forget,
he nearly Thanos chest kills Thor.
because you forget.
Thank God all that fat was there to protect
Yes.
him, and he couldn't get through it all in time.
Because remember, even like for himself, Groot could pick it up. You know, like because he made the handle. Don't forget, and
Yeah, so it must be while the head of the axe is made of the special steel, and it's all very powerful.
speaking
Because
of
it's-
Groots,
Groot was chubby.
yeah, care to elaborate on that? You like had
Yeah,
like a
so-
point
so,
here,
right.
Rhys.
When Groot came back,
Yes.
look at his face. Like I remember his
Hey,
face
Groot.
from Infinity War, and because he's that tree, he's got the really narrow face going up into his head.
Yes.
But I noticed when they brought him back, if you look especially at his cheeks, he looks very rounded.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well that kind of makes sense, you know, the stages of puberty and all that. But then it's like, well, hang on here. When he went to Earth, like, and they had the fight after going to Nidavellir and all the rest of it,
Uh-huh.
that was like a days at most. That's a big change in terms of his, you know, his arc of adolescence.
Yeah.
How did he get so fat? We know how Thor got fat. It was 5 years of heavy binge drinking,
Yep.
Fortnite and pizza. Me and you get that.
Yes.
But more than 5 years. But
A
that would
tree.
make sense. No, it would make sense if it was years.
Fucking so
And, like,
photosynthesis.
Like if he had still been with Rocket and didn't get snapped, that would have been interesting to see Groot not snapped.
Yeah.
And he doesn't go with Rocket and Nebula to go and like fix shit. He kind of like gives up and is a moody teenager and goes hangs out with Korg and Meek and Thor. That would have made sense. Plus he would have got bigger in the meantime, which means for the next Guardians he's a bit more grown up. See what happens in the Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which we got James Gunn back.
Yes.
Which I know.
And Drax is back too.
Which yeah, because well, was that confirmed? I know
Yes.
Dave Bautista was gonna leave because James Gunn. At one point I think I heard he did leave.
And you know what? Disney.
Disney.
Disney caved. They brought James Gunn back because of it. I think.
No, I think it passed the two other directors, and both of them went, we can't work with this. We can't get
Because
the same
none of the
vibe."
cast
And
is
then
wanting to
Disney
come back.
just went,
Fine.
We may have overreacted slightly, and that's the honest answer of it. Look, fair enough where you sit with your opinion on James Gunn. I'm not about to sit here and tell you.
Yeah.
you're
No.
wrong.
No.
But if we're looking at a 10-year franchise, especially with fucking Tony Stark,
Yes.
like that's one thing I want you to hold in your head, and like the whole thing of he starts off as a narcissist, even when he builds the suit and fights and does good things, he is selfishly acting.
Yes.
such was James Gunn's opinions when he made those tweets and whatnot.
Exactly.
But people change in time. He does not currently have those opinions and does not look back on those opinions favourably. He's allowed to change his mind and go, I made a mistake, and you're going to hang him for it?
Yeah, because that's the thing as well. Like, you see, if they were even going to do that with the likes of James Gunn, then why not do it with the other cast? I mean, like you said, like, Robert Downey Jr. before...
Fucking massive drug addict. And
Drug
the entire reason why he made sense as Iron Man, not only as a choice of an actor,
Yes.
but in terms of personality, is that he has been in a complete shit show. Iron Man in the comics wasn't even an A-lister. 90% of the time in the recent comics, apparently he has been.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing that made Iron Man brilliant, especially for the generation, was this guy played him.
Yes.
Everybody loves modern day Iron Man because of Robert Downey Jr.
Tony Stark!
Tony! He's gonna win a Tony this year! I hope he does. You see for Zack, I hope he wins this fucking
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, pull it back to the
Piss off DiCaprio.
Pulling it back to the realm of sensibility for the entire point of this
Yes.
video. So, well, one last note about the Guardians. Well, just to clip off the end of it. We now have our new team.
Yes.
We're not getting... I kind of speculate at the end of Infinity War that some of the deaths, apart from Gamora, were going to be more permanent. And we still don't know if the Gamora that came with Thanos, that they killed their Nebula, but we kept our old Nebula.
Yeah.
We don't know if she got dusted.
That
with
is
the
true.
rest of Thanos' army. I think the stones, I was saying they kind of have a mind of their own.
Yeah.
I think they kind of twig where they're like...
She changed.
Actually, yeah, I just realised. We didn't hear Tony's specific wish when he clicked. We just kind of saw all of Thanos' army disappear. Maybe his thought was, I want all of Thanos' army gone.
And his alliance is gone.
Yeah, which may mean Ronan... Well, in that timeline, Ronan the Accuser's dead anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
But maybe...
Meek's still alive.
Similar to it. No, Meek's dead.
Oh no, he's okay, guys.
So hopefully in the next Guardian 3...
Adam Warlock.
Well, Guardians 3, The Search for Gamora, where they're going to find Adam Warlock, because that's the reason we haven't seen him at all, was that James Gunn insisted in the second one, then got booted off his own project and then came back.
Yes.
He wanted Adam Warlock specifically for Guardians. I think they're going to have real difficulty beating him and go, let's just call Miss Marvel. Oh, we can't find him. The fuck is that over there? Oh, hi, Nova. And that's how we get our tie-in. And hopefully we get a quick callback to probably one more go at Josh Brolin being Thanos. But we get to see the Nova Corps attacked by Thanos.
Yes.
At the start of the third Guardians movie.
Now that would be interesting.
And then there's this singular survivor, and that's kind of like, if memory serves me and what I heard about the Nova Corps, their whole thing is that they have a singular power divided amongst their military. But it's like a kind of spiritual energy infused in everybody. That's why whenever Ronan attacked, their big thing was lock the ships together, but it locks the people, their cores together, and that's what creates their big energy to hold him off. But now that they're all dead, that energy has to go somewhere.
I know. But...
And there's only one person left who's a surviving member of the military Nova Corps. And that is whoever Nova is.
Please, see, just for shits and giggles.
That would be awesome to have Nova against Warlock.
See for the identity of Nova.
Have it be me.
John C. Reilly.
John C. Reilly? Who's that?
Do you not remember? He was the guy in the first Guardians movie that made the arrest for Peter. That would be so funny if he became Nova. He's like, hey, look, it's Star Guy.
Yeah, trust me, dude. As much as I love John C. Reilly, I think they're going to pick a thinner...
Will Ferrell.
Jesus.
Step Brothers. No one touches my time stones.
He goes and gets his brother back. We're the Novas. Let's get a bunk bed. Right.
The Step Novas.
Right. Fucking hell. Bringing this back. This back. We have managed to go off on so many goddamn timeline tangents. So we know where Asgard's sitting. We know how that handles. He gets to speak to his mom. They have their wee moment. And then other than seeing Loki in prison there,
yes,
we don't see Loki at all. So other than, and we're about to get to it, they get to New York.
Yes.
We have Banner off being Banner for a bit.
Uh-huh.
we have Tony and Cap go and actually sort out getting the Space Stone with Ant-Man, which was quite a clever way that they did
Space
it.
Stone, and I think it was the Mind Stone, the Scepter as well, don't forget.
Yes. Cap got the scepter off Cap, which was a very interesting fight. I like how Captain fucking learned and knew how to shock and work people.
Yes.
He picked up a bit of the Ronan kind of way of being an agent.
Yes.
In that elevator, and I was like you, and I was like, I really want to see this fight scene
Because
again.
you see
But then in my head, the entire time he stepped in that elevator, I was like, but how's he going to do it quietly?
Yeah.
How's he going to do it without the entirety of Hydra getting alerted to the fact that he knows? In which case, that fucks up that timeline. Because then if Hydra thinks the Avengers know, and then how does he get out?
Hey, Rhys.
But then what?
Hell Hydra.
They did that in one comic book. You should have seen the backlash. It was hysterical. And then they're like, oh no, it's not actually. Anyway, that was dead clever. He looks at the guy who knows he's going to drop a fucking building on top of.
Yes.
Because of him and Wanda, there's going to be fucking mass murders of innocent people.
Oh, yes,
and then to
yes.
the guy that he nearly throws off a building and just says to him, mate, it's fine, I got this. Even though, and did you pick up on the phone call beforehand? The dude was speaking to the secretary. And was like, yeah, we've got this. And then Cap steps in after the phone call.
Yes.
And says, like, the secretary says for me to sort this. And that's why he looks at him and is like, no, I think we've got it. Because he's like, I've just been off the phone with the secretary. You're going to have to tell me something really big to get me to drop this case. Hell Hydra. Gotcha, mate. Me and you on the same boat. Guarantee you Bones as well was looking at him at that point, and all of them were like, oh shit, that's how deep Hydra goes. Is it we didn't even know that Captain America was on our side?
Yes.
And they're probably for that timeline, they're getting really big and ballsy because they're like, Captain America's there, which will really affect. Like, I know that they're not going to make a Winter Soldier and a thing of the other timelines.
Yes.
But imagine how Winter Soldier plays out if the whole of Hydra thinks that Captain America was on their side, what they would tell him before they did it, the things they bring on, and be like, look, you need to get rid of Natasha for us, and they start feeding him all this information. Think of how differently that movie would go.
That's going to be, yeah.
That would be super cool. It's a pity, other than maybe, like the one-shots they did, like Hail the King, where they have, like, Ben Kingsley actually go and, like, pretend to be the Mandarin, which, by the way, you've seen that short, haven't you?
I think
They reveal that the real Mandarin is still out there. Because the 10 rings existed before Killian, it existed before Kingsley.
Yeah.
That's what the whole first Iron Man was about, was the 10 rings wanted his shit. Killian would have shown up then, at some point, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't. So we still have the thread of the 10 rings, which I really hope is the third Spider-Man movie.
Yes.
And that's kind of like the son that Tony wanted. And hopefully at that point, Morgan, I nearly said levels up, ages up like Cassie a bit.
Yeah.
And then can back him. And then it's the children of Tony Stark, like the children of Thanos.
Yeah.
The children of Tony Stark finishing what he kind of started. And they go and they deal with the Mandarin, they deal with the 10 rings. That would be awesome to see. Speaking of lightly, because we kind of skipped it going into New York, Cassie. How old is Cassie? Before and after? Because only 5 years went by, and Cassie in Ant-Man 1 and 2, to me, looks like
10 maybe.
She's 10.
I think from...
She looks like 7 or 8. Now you're telling me, right, keep this in your head, you're telling me she's 10.
Yeah.
Let's work with 10. Maybe she's just a very small 10-year-old. You're telling me that the gorgeous woman that walked out of that door was 15?
No! No! Do you want to know why? That's right. Because, oh, shit.
There's no way that girl's 15.
No, because remember...
And that's taking her at a 10-year-old. That's taking her at her oldest she could possibly be.
Because remember, Ant-Man and the Wasp took place after Captain America Civil War.
Yes.
And there's going to be like a big time skip. You see from that post-credit scene we sing, there was apparently...
Oh, there's a time skip from the end of the movie and the final credits scene?
Yes, because
with you now.
Here's the thing. even know how long we have been talking about New York and you decided to just clear off? We've been talking about the whole No, you know what? I'm done with the ecosystem. I'm done talking about it throughout the movie. You know what? You can just catch up on it on Netflix.
Yeah, everybody, sorry. He's trying to blame you. I'm so sorry. For his tangents.
Anyways, as we were.
So we'll get back to the indefinite age of Cassie, but thank you for throwing that in. That makes sense that what happened at Man the Wasp was kind of like nearly right after Civil War.
Because from
and then
the
time happened. That makes sense as to why there's been that time plus 5 years.
Guardians 2, according to Infinity War, it is set like I think it's like 4 years, 2 or 4 years after Guardians 2.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were pretty much like back to back.
That's what I thought, but then I was reading it was like saying like whenever the first
no, but that makes sense as to why Groot's grown up so much.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Right, anyway, so stop talking about other movies.
Yes.
Holy shit, have we gone on so long about about every other tangent. Just the movie. Captain America manages to bullshit his way, apart from himself, who very cleverly they're like, yeah, Loki escaped, we've got Loki, and again, we'll get to the Loki and Tony bit in a second.
Oh
he
my
fights
god.
himself, drops his pocket watch, that freaks Steve out, and that gives him the other idea of, you know, Bucky's alive, what? Bang, bang, done, sorted, got the scepter, cool. He's now away, that's a scepter. The Space Stone, and this is my big question, right?
Oh boy.
Is the Space Stone restricted to a single timeline?
Oh,
I know it's not
boy.
the Time Stone, but could we, and this will be to so many fangirls' appreciation, we have seen Tom Hiddleston, we have seen Loki.
I'm single as well, ladies, don't forget.
Yeah, because this motherfucker across from me looks like motherfucking Tom Hiddleston. Yeah.
No, I'm Fat Thor, don't forget. I'm Fat Thor!
Yeah, you haven't got fabs, motherfucker. I'm gonna give you fabs. Yeah, you're also ringing your brother. He actually sat and fiddled with his phone that much in rage at me that he started calling his family.
Whoops. No, I think he was calling me.
We may see the return of Loki.
Yes.
Which would be really interesting to see. Again, like, I doubt he's going to show up in the next, like, Spider-Man film here. Though it's kind of like a wee cameo to be like, sup, Spider-Man, I'm going to fuck with you. Plus, he's not the Loki on the arc that we saw. We know what Loki can become. This is before Ragnarok. This is before he loses his mother. He doesn't even know. If he enters our timeline, he doesn't know his mum's dead.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be original asshole Loki.
Yes.
That's awesome, because now we can have another Loki arc, hopefully to him being an anti-hero again, and him being semi-good guy again, but in a totally new way, which hopefully will play into Guardians 3. But
on the subject of, like,
gets away.
Asgard and all that, like,
Asgard, yeah.
That's another thing to think about as well. I mean, yeah, there are, like permanent deaths to, like, you know, like, actual members. I mean, Heimdall, for one.
Heimdall's dead.
Like, he is dead completely.
He's dead to rights.
Vision, we have little to no idea.
I've got a quick theory about Vision. There is, apparently in the comics, there's a version of Vision without the Mind Stone.
And he's like grey as we saw him in like the end of Infinity War.
Here's my problem. So he didn't come back after the snap.
Mm-mm.
He effectively is dead without the Mind Stone. And in this timeline, the Mind Stone's gone. There is a possibility in one of the Avengers films, because everybody still loves Wanda. Wanda is still part of their family.
Yeah.
Probably Professor Hulk gets Dr. Selvig and like Pym, because these guys are all going to wrap in, and this is going to have to be the new team. Pym hopefully will get on side and be like, I didn't want my tech in the hands of the Stark, and now, you know, over his dead body, and then dies, and that's how he gets it. Quite clever writing. But Pym's kind of seen the side of it where it's like, actually, Tony Stark survived. He went through everything.
Yeah. Not
only am I alive, my daughter, who I didn't know was snapped, is thankfully alive again, as is my wife, who I only just got back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even if they did have 4 or 5 years between the end of the Wasp movie and before their...
Because all 3 of them got snapped as well, don't forget.
So even that kind of time back with his wife, like, he lost her for, like, what was it, 20 or 30 years, if not 40 years? Like, that's a minuscule amount of time he had her back and then lost her again. He will... I know he still had the shades on whenever he was at the funeral, but I think he was deliberately trying to kind of mask himself to be like, I'm at his funeral, but I hate Tony, and inside he's going, I love you, Tony! So, or at least those may or may not be my feelings projected on there. So, hopefully we'll see Hank come back into the fold.
Yes, definitely.
As well as probably like Peter Parker's quite a techie in himself. There's the possibility that they may say, okay, well, we're going to rebuild Vision for Wanda.
Yeah.
He's not going to have his memories. He's going to have nothing. Oh, Shuri as well. I forgot Shuri had the whole new design for him. And
Yes.
everything. Like, why didn't you build him like this?
Because here's the thing. They were trying to remove the Mind Stone, but at the same time...
keep him alive.
They were keeping him alive. And I think there's a possibility they might have, like, duplicated his mind and put it... memory banked it.
There's a possibility of that, but even if they did, remember, it was only part and partial.
Yeah.
Which, part and partial would be interesting, so that he has his background, but without everything, so he can forge his new memories. But I would really like to see if they do try to recreate Vision. Vision doesn't have that connection with Wanda.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like them as a couple. Fair enough, they can be a couple if they want. It's not one of those relationships where like, they need to be together for my ship. It's in the politest way possible. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. I just don't care.
To be fair, do you know another thing as well? At least, Vision's actor got at least some, like... Paul Bettany, at least he got some acting in it. Sure, he was played Jarvis.
I'm trying to remember.
Because remember,
Driver now. I thought looking at Driver, I was trying to look for this.
And he called him Jarvis. Who is that guy?
This is the thing. I think it may have just been his voice.
Yeah.
Because I didn't recognize him at all. And there is for actually the Agent Carter TV series.
Yes.
They bring Jarvis in. So they may have tried to use him or a likeness of him because he's Jarvis. And like that's the thing, is that whenever they made Vision was not Jarvis.
Yeah.
He just, again, the voice carries over across all of these characters between the Driver, the AI, and Vision. But none of them are the same at all. It's just one of these things that a Stark must always have his AI assistant.
Aye, because it's the same.
Has his assistant.
It's the same as well. Going off onto another series, Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, they had like something similar to that fiasco. It was mainly because of pay dispute. One of the characters they brought in, which was a past Red Ranger, yes, he appeared for like like the camera shoots and all.
I don't think it was a pay dispute. Anyway,
no, but here's the thing.
Not to be a dick, ring it back.
All right.
This is not the Power Rangers review.
All it just was he left with a pay dispute and they didn't do like his ADR, like
so
the
it sounds like more
dial.
like a Terrence Howard thing.
So
anyway,
hence they got a different voice actor.
I'm gonna throw the sling over you. I'm gonna do the fucking play theater thing and throw the newest shit round you and pull you in and go fuck off Power Rangers. You will sit for hours talking about that shit. Avengers, right? So we've lost the Space Stone in that timeline.
Yes.
We're possibly getting another Loki, which would be fucking interesting to see. Especially
That'll be
Zappa
interesting.
Loki. Other team. Nebula kind of got fucked about because it turns out she's on a goddamn network, which makes sense. After
that was a
all of his
twist.
biomechanical things, he would want to keep an eye on Nebula because she's such a fuck up.
Yeah.
And then it all just kind of happens to tie in together. In a human sense, makes sense that our current Nebula would forget about that because she's so invested in the moment and she thought it was already dealt with before that she would forget about that.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool to see Thanos then have to be like, what the fuck is a roadie? Gets knocked the fuck out. Which again, in their timeline's completely screwed because not only do they not have a Thanos now, not only do they not have a Nebula who got shot, but their Peter Quill will never meet his Gamora.
Yeah.
Which probably means, and because hopefully they probably put the Power Stone back.
Shit, that's actually a good point there.
Gamora was kind of instrumental in the fight between him, Groot, Rocket, and Gamora. And then they all get caught and then sent to prison. But it's gonna be interesting to see, we're never gonna see it, but just interesting to think about their dilemma in the first Guardians movie in the prison, and they have to do all of that.
Yeah.
But without Gamora, and that's the only change for them. Still dealing with Ronan, dealing with everything, but without her. So that team deals with that, and then we know about Vormir.
Yeah.
Red Skull. really interested to see the other
Oh,
side of it, where
boy.
it isn't just Gamora stabbing at Thanos like, no, you can't take me, you can't take me. Ah! It's
Oh my
Natasha
God.
and Ronan trying to like fight each other to be the one to send off. Even though, like, I had the speculation before that Black Widow's movie's going to be a prequel, and the way that they're going to make it hit home is that they're going to kill off Black Widow, because then people are going to be like, well, this character who really like saved themselves. Are you thinking of a Black Widow? You know, splatting a bug.
No, I'm thinking of something else. Like, you know, like, I'm just immediately thinking, as soon as, like, Black Widow splatted there, it just cuts to, like, Ronan just looking down, and then the ghost of Quicksilver comes up. Bet you didn't see that coming.
Fuck you. We'll get back to the kid who I nearly thought was Quicksilver. So, I'm gonna pull this away from you while you laugh. So,
Hey, bring it back.
we have. Fuck you.
Fuck you
So,
too.
I thought
This is my soul stone.
I thought it would have been interesting to see Ronan give up his life for his family.
Yeah.
And then Auntie Nat has to look after his family. That would have been an interesting dilemma. Kind of weird that they went. Well, not weird. Sorry, just their choices.
Yeah.
They did the Game of Thrones thing in that they kept some things very like, you expect this to happen. We're gonna build up and pay it off, and you'll know it's gonna happen. And then other
We
things,
love these characters.
but then other things they completely undercut you with, which I thought was brilliant. But so they muck up their time heist.
Yep.
They lose the space stone, and then just go, well, we'll just go back further.
And they take
Plus-
a really emotional loss. Black Widow.
We already talked about that.
Yeah. But that's what I'm
Widow's
saying.
dead.
Like, that's
Yeah,
the
Oh
summary.
yeah, sorry. Well, they haven't. In terms of like, I'm trying to talk in terms of the movie timeline.
Yeah.
They haven't all got Back to the Future together to talk about the loss of Black Widow. That's Ronan is currently the only one dealing with that.
Oh, and then on top of that, meanwhile in Asgard, sure, Thor's having like this
Emotional talk
emotional
with his
breakdown
mother.
and
His
all.
mother makes the sensible choice and be like, don't tell me about my future because I'm just gonna want to change it.
Yeah.
That's sensible. And then the two of them get away. Rhodey gets back away and in the sink leaves Nebula behind. She gets caught, gets replaced by herself and tortured.
Yep.
Thankfully Gamora's there to look after her later on in the film. She kind of just sits there in the meantime. Kind of surprising to see Nebula, you know, in the lead up, doesn't try to break out of prison before Gamora goes.
Yeah.
But spinning it back, Tony has to go and meet his dad, and I absolutely thought like the thing where I was expecting at some point for Tony to go back and like have to talk to Gwyneth Paltrow. I forgot Pepper Potts. I forgot her fucking character name, and say to her like while she was pregnant, to be like, call her Morgan. You must call her Morgan. I genuinely thought like whenever like he was talking to his dad, he was gonna be like, why not Tony? Even though it's kind of like, you know, like there must be another reason why, or maybe they explored it in Agent Carter, the TV show. Like maybe that Howard Stark explains to Peggy Carter to be like, yeah, this is why I called my son Tony. And maybe it's like an Easter egg for them. Because
and really, like Tony is like a nickname for the name Anthony and all. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot Anthony. So
probably that's like I think at one point, you know,
so there's a connection between Iron Man and Ant-Man already.
Yep.
Anthony, Tony.
God damn it.
Thankfully, Steve manages to trick the original Hank Pym.
Yes.
And well, actually, that kind of fucks things about more. So Hank Pym's whole freak out at Tony Stark was that they were trying to replicate his formula.
Yeah.
In that timeline, how badly is that going to fuck things up whenever he goes back? One realizes that there's no goddamn package waiting for him. He's going to be pissed off as that is and beat a few people for it, probably a wife or two along the way as he does it.
Oh dear.
Yo, reference to the comics. But 4 of his Pym particles got stolen.
Yeah.
Which begs the question, so remind me of this. He stole 4, or he took 4 anyway.
Yeah.
Him and Tony use 2 to get back. So he has 2 more. I don't remember where they use those 2 more.
I tell you a lie. He had the last 2, which was going to be used for him to go back at the end of the movie, so that they could return the hammer and the Infinity Stones back to their
But
place.
at that point, Hank Pym's back. They could just make more.
Yeah. But then I think the last one was going to be for Steve to come back, but then he chose not to come back. He just said to stay.
Oh, possibly. Yeah. Maybe they did. He did take those 2 for that reason, where he's kind of like, I already know we.
Because remember, they needed 2 each, one to go and then one to come back.
Old man Steve at that point technically still has his one.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless he's handed it off in the meantime. Okay, that's a possibility.
That is a
It'll
possibility.
be interesting to see where, like, if that is the case with those two, because those two are still kind of up in the air.
So
But
we've got that all out of the way. We've all got the stones. We've come back,
we now have fake Nebula, or previous Nebula,
and we've taken a heavy
dead,
loss.
and a dead spider,
God damn it!
a four-legged freak.
Squished it with my shoe.
Weird to see her in that same angle as Gamora, and I was absolutely expecting there to be a transition or something, of where you see the two of them together. Or here's the weird bit, so. I was actually kind of hoping for this. Again, it would have actually set up the prequel movie really well.
Yeah.
When Thanos killed Gamora, we got to see Tiny Gamora have a chat with him. You know, what did it cost? Everything. I really wanted to see a tiny Natasha.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
Because then that
or
would...
good, sorry.
Yeah, it would have been funny in a sense.
Because technically we did see, like, young Natalie in her flashback in Age of Ultron.
Kind of. Which, again, like, pending what prequel they go for Black Widow,
yeah.
if at any point in it they have her where she's supposed to be a child, you know, going through her training and getting autopsied and the rest of it,
Yeah.
it would have been interesting, you know, correlation to have that child actress show up and look at Ronan in the eye, and Ronan's like, I don't know who you are, and she just looks at him and is just like, I'm the one who sacrificed everything to give you that. And for him to have that moment, you know, especially after the loss of his children, to look at the child Natalie, and for him to have that moment of, my God, at this stage you were already becoming the agent that I work with. You didn't have a childhood, you had nothing. You know, for him to have that, you know, that connection with her, especially at the end of losing everything, and then to have one last connection with her.
That being said, Rhys, in Infinity War, we did have, like, that glimpse, like you were saying there, when Thanos snapped. You know, we got that glimpse scene where Thanos was talking with young Gamora.
If only I had just said that.
Yeah, I'm getting that there. I'm just recapping that, but now they've made their own Infinity Gauntlet.
Which is the right hand or his left. Nice parallel work.
So Hulk volunteers to be the one, you know, because of his
Makes
gamma
sense.
and all that.
Yep.
What if he snapped and then he was, like, transported, he, like, had a moment, like, where he was in, like, this, like, in-between world, and then he saw young Black Widow?
No, because right, so...
Because...
Thanos saw that when he clicked and there was a soul stone.
Yeah.
And he didn't have all the stones at that point. Just that's...
No, but it was like whenever he clicked...
Yeah, at the end of his movie, he got up out of the soul realm again.
Yeah, and then he was talking with young Gamora, and then that's when he was saying, you know, like, but when did it cost?
Oh no, sorry, that reminds me. Yes, my apologies.
Yes.
Thanos didn't see young Gamora until the end of the movie. He woke up like Ronan did, just in that water, like, where the fuck am I?
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. So only Thanos. So yeah, that means...
Like, Hulk maybe could have...
Hulk may have seen somebody. What did Tony say?
His dad? Mother?
Maybe Morgan?
Huh.
Fucking hell.
This is a lot of theories to think of.
Oh god, that's actually terrible to think of.
Tony!
He didn't... The last time he got to see his little girl was right before he put her to bed.
And then I suppose you could technically count, you know, like, he took, like, and I know it's kind of weird, like, far-fetched, but he probably calculated this, you know, like, he would...
I think
he would die. He knew where his daughter was going to be sitting whenever he gave, like, the last eulogy speech. He was, like his hologram, he was, like, looking, like, right at her, his hologram.
I think Tony, you know, without being Doctor Strange, I think he just kind of knows everything.
Yes.
Yeah. Plus, well, here's the thing. They just kind of set up his helmet and kind of expected to do the rest.
Yeah.
They could have put that helmet at any orientation.
Yes, that is fair.
Goodness knows. I'm glad to see Happy back, though.
Oh, you know what?
He was not living up to his name.
But that wee
and
bit...
The fucking cheeseburgers bit. Fucking Iron Man 1. Ah, Danny!
The bit that he had, you know, like, I was, like, going, Uncle Happy. There's
God,
Uncle Happy.
That's a really good paedophile name, not a really good name for a normal day-to-day person.
Oh
But
god.
here's a question. So we got to see the little wreath and, like, his little monument, you know, proof that Tony Stark has a heart.
Yeah.
Did they bury him? Did they turn him to ashes? Because when Game of Thrones hits, I don't want him. I'm not gonna say anything. I actually just realised if people haven't seen The Long Night and yet they have seen Game of Thrones or Endgame, that's a terrible spoiler. I think I've actually said too much already.
Unless
Anyway,
I don't know. This is my thought. That wee thing, they cremated him, and what you're thinking of
maybe they put him into it.
That would be kind of be cool in a way.
Bye, Daddy, and then like the smallest wave goes over, tips him, and his ashes are in the lake.
But that's the thing.
Tony!
But then that's the thing. Like they did one for Tony, but they didn't really do one. Like Black Widow got blew over. Like they didn't do like a wee.
No, her corpse is on Vormir.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can kind of do for a corpse that is on a different planet.
I know, but they could have like made like a wee like unmarked grave, like a wee memorial plaque or
I
something.
guarantee you Ronan's doing something for her, don't you worry. And I guarantee you there's something that Avengers
I
HQ
guarantee it's gonna be
that whenever
another
they
daughter, and they're gonna call it Natasha.
No, sure, isn't one of their middle names or something? They bring it up in like Ultron or something. They actually bring it up.
It's Quicksilver because he named it.
She was in Ultron. They had the 3 kids, but his wife was pregnant.
No, it was the 2 kids, and they were expecting number 3, and
yes, and
Lil Nat is gonna be Nathan, and she's like traitor to her stomach.
Yeah, because she's actually the eldest, Violet. Yeah. Sorry. Forgot about that.
And then they nicknamed. They gave him a middle name, and that was Quicksilver's real name.
Right.
What was Quicksilver's real name? Was
something Maximoff?
Yeah, but
that's the only bit I remember. I don't know his first name. Couldn't tell you. He died too long ago for me to care. Anyway, so they get back. They start putting the gauntlet together. Thankfully, Tony was sensible and made it one that changes size.
Yep.
Very clever because it's all based on his nanotech. Interesting to see that even though he went and made the Defender suit for Pepper, and like he had access to all his new tech, yes, he made suits for everybody. Rhodey's was the only suit to maintain the Iron Patriot.
Yeah.
Everybody else's was based off the Ant-Man design, not even his, and usually he gets very egotistical about that stuff.
Yeah.
But he actually didn't make a new suit for this one. He stayed with his nano suit.
Yeah.
Maybe the nano suit itself got a few upgrades, but that was his nano suit that he fought the entire time in. But weird when you think about it.
Yeah.
But again, makes sense. Again, a good payoff. Thor hits him with all that electricity and powers him up for an attack.
Yes.
Hey, cool. Guess what? We did that in Avengers 1, and he's doing it again. Really good lead up.
But here, like before that, you know, like how that they were mere deciding like who's gonna do the snap.
Yeah, that made sense, especially
like because nice Thor was like gonna go like, "Let me do it."
Because that was a moment of desperation. Like we'll talk about his arc. He felt a real need and necessary just in his heart to be like, I am the fuck up king. I am the king that lost his hammer for not being worthy of it. I am the king that lost my people. I am the king that lost Asgard.
My friend.
How the fuck am I a king?
And near brother, fathers.
I did say his people.
Yeah.
They were incorporated in that dipshit.
Fuck you. Family is different.
Family is people. People are family. People are people.
Well, guess what? You're no longer on the family list. You're on the people list.
I always was. We're not blood related, you dumbass. Anyways. He needed to do that to be like, I have to do something.
I gotta try.
Yeah, like
he was gonna try.
In the first movie, I destroyed a machine sent against me by his brother. I think the first Thor movie was so long ago.
The Guardian or something. The Golem.
The Iron Guardian. Second movie, yes, he defeats the Dark Elves, but that was an ancient threat that his grandfather really should have dealt with, and he just kind of he nearly loses Jane Foster, and that I think that's kind of the reason why she dumps him. Is that whole arc? Thank God we don't need to deal with her.
Aye, because you can watch the previous video because we mentioned her.
I am. At least she only showed up for a moment. I'm sorry. I'm just not a Natalie Portman fan. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, where the fuck are we now at this time? So they start building the gauntlet. We get the good guy snap, which now we get to see why everybody was suiting up. all the previous theories before that was that they were shooting up because they were gonna get attacked by infantry. You know, they were gonna get attacked by people at the HQ.
Yeah.
Turned out they just get fucking aerial bombarded.
Oh, aye. And, like, you know what? Hands down, like, the banner, you know, like, he's, like, proper, like, fucking, like, being able to maintain it, you know, the...
Oh yeah, makes sense.
Like I mean, like you said, you know, because of his mixed gamma and all that.
Yeah, that's where I think he's nowhere near as weak as Banner, but he's nowhere near as strong as Hulk.
Yeah,
He's that mid-ground, which is why, like, even whenever he was one arm down, he couldn't lift everything off and save Rhodey and Rocket.
And on top of that, I would say, if he even attempted to do that again, I think that would have been him foot, essentially.
I think he didn't need to snap. I think maybe it's just because in the moment, like, that broke his arm. Maybe he could have used the Power Stone to buff himself to try and push his stuff off. But this is where I can actually immediately write all that stuff off for anybody else worrying.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not Hulk, he's human. He had a real moment of panic. When you're in that stressful situation, you're not think, what is the most efficient, logical way out of it? He was going, jeez, I need to survive, which is probably why his whole thought was the stones are here for the snap, and then after that, like, all their other uses fell out of his ass. He's never used the stones before. He's just holding up the rubble against them, and he's just like, I gotta survive.
And he's doing this one-handed as well.
Yeah, he's doing it one-handed the entire
And on
time.
top of that, like War Machine, like, Rhodey essentially had to bail out on not just his machine,
his suit and his legs,
like, prosthetics, you know.
Yeah, they got mangled, so he was dragging his ass out of there.
And, like, hands down to him, you know, like, getting Rocket out, you know, as well. And then, frig me, like, the,
we got to see the Outriders come
back.
The
Outriders, yes.
They came back and hunt Ronan, but it's nice that they weren't a mainstay.
Yes.
Because now he has access to the whole Chitauri army as well. And we got to see some of the new big Goliath, not Goliath, but gorilla looking, like ape elephant style things that they go and help their infantry. We didn't get to see too much of the fight in that sense.
And the Chitauri, we've seen glimpses of them.
Yep.
And then, of course, we got the Black Order appearing.
Yeah, again, they were there.
Ebony Ma, yes, got a good bit.
I'm sorry, say that name again?
Ebony Ma.
There it is.
Ebony Ma.
No, wait, no, Ma? Is he your Ma, is he? Ebony Maw.
Ebony, whatever the fuck his name is. Squidward, we'll call him.
Yeah.
So we...
Guy over here with dyslexia.
Squidward got some good bits of dialogue. The other three...
They all got shafted.
Yep.
Like the big dude who got his arm ripped off, he got a few good fights in at least. The girl shows up once. And
then the only time the other guy, the shitty looking guy, he just essentially gets stabbed. I can't...
Yeah, he gets stabbed at one point, yeah.
Who was it? Was it...
I can't remember, he was going after the gauntlet or something. Somebody stiffed him in the back. I think it was Okoye got him or something.
Yeah, Black Panther's elite soldier, wasn't it? Is that her name?
If only I just said her name.
You know what? Screw you! I can look. You know,
you do a really good job of talking. You don't do well listening. How did you make it through this movie? Okoye. Which, another note. I know she's only supposed to be an assassin. Where was Black Panther's missus? I don't know from the posters beforehand if she even got snapped or not.
Sure, we didn't even know if her sister got snapped.
No, she showed up in the posters.
Yeah, that's right.
Because of the posters, Avenge the Fallen, we found out she got snapped.
Yes.
I have no idea.
And then at the beginning, we found out she got snapped as well, like with the same with Eric Saville as well.
At the beginning.
Yeah. At the beginning, they were like, remember I was saying they were going through the list of the Avengers that they lost? Or they're...
Oh, yes, all the wee blips that came up, yeah. Jesus, I'm trying...
Eric Saville, and apparently the sister was involved in there too. And I was like, holy crap, Shooty's like gone too.
Yeah, gone. But then Scott Lang was on the list, and I was like,
and then it was like, oh, there he is.
But this really... So that begs another real question, though. Like, they didn't explore much. Did he survive the snap because he was in the quantum realm? Or did he just get luck of the drawed?
I think it's more luck of the drawed.
Fair enough. So we'll skip back forward. We're finally in the big fight. Near 2 hours into our own conversation.
Oh boy, that fight was
fucking
awesome.
It shows the sheer devastation his ship can cause because we lost the entirety of the Avengers HQ.
Oh yeah, it's gone.
We're now, I want to say like 30-40 feet deep.
Yes.
And that's the new battlefield we're fighting in. Is just the rubble.
And I'm just imagining the three heads just popping out. There's Iron Man, Cap, and Thor.
Yeah, as they walk out.
You've got Metal, you've got Patriot, and then you've got like
Lord. I have the power of freedom. I have the power of capitalism.
I have the power of Haagen-Dazs.
Haagen-Dazs away. All right, Thor. It's all right, Thor. We'll get you on the ship with your two best friends.
See,
Ben and Jerry.
guys. See, whoever's listening to this, I would appreciate anyone if instead of like the Stormbreaker of Mjolnir,
Mew.
please have it like Thor's next weapon
Is
a giant spoon.
He lands in Wakanda. Bring me Haagen-Dazs.
This I like it. Another.
He fucking throws down the carton. Just doesn't make a noise, doesn't make a smash. Everybody in the ice cream parlor's looking. I'm like, dude, the fuck, pick up your litter.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
Back to the fight.
The three of them get to have their own fight. I can't remember the details of it. You're gonna have to just, hopefully when it shows up on DVD, rewatch it all yourself.
Yes.
We get our nice big buddy up moments, and I like as well, I think I spoke to Lil Dude about this. When you think about the original team, now, Hulk kinda didn't show up because Hulk kinda doesn't show up in the timeline of the movies anyway. Black Widow's a human being who is now splat anyway. So they get to have their scrap. We don't need to talk about the details of it in that other than two things.
Mm-hmm.
One, Mew. We kind of got that nice subtle hint from Ultron where Steve is just fucking altruistic as anything.
I know,
naturally he'd be worthy.
You just see it. It's like in that scene. I just still love it at this date. You know, like you see the slight nudge, and then Thor's like all been smirk the whole night, and then it's like,
oh shit, yeah. Which is a nice touch as well to be able to say. Hopefully they'll kind of bring back at least the idea of Mjolnir.
Yes.
Like that concept of whoever holds this item is worthy. But note then, and that meant at least two people, not including Vision, because Vision's still kind of is-he machine, is-he person? Is it the soul?
I mean, technically an elevator can do that as well.
But more than one, you cheeky fuck. There's more than one person who can be...
And apparently something from IKEA as well, because sure he hung it up...
On a rack.
On a rack in Dark World.
Egypt. But that means more than one person can be worthy at a time.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll play around with that idea, future films. But this is another big one. Thanos, with whatever his weapon was made out of, that big double-end blade.
Awesome.
That was an interesting one, apart from he did a big rotation thing.
Yeah, it was
There's a spinny thing. Yeah, but he was only using one hand. His left hand was behind him, which meant unless he was spinning that goddamn thing with his fingers, that weapon must have been designed to rotate on a circle or something.
That's what they did in the flashback in Infinity War, remember? Like how he was teaching young Gamora about the blade, you know? He gave her, it's like...
Yeah,
and then he was also doing like that and all, you know.
Yeah, let me put it this way: you see the rules on this. For as much as it's a fantasy movie in that sense, they do apply a lot of rules of physics. With one hand, he wasn't twirling that goddamn thing with his fingers and keeping pace with a goddamn solar beam. It ain't happening.
Yeah.
So there must have been a design with the weapon, but whatever that weapon was, smashed through the vibranium shield.
Then again, with Star Wars Rebels, you've seen like the Inquisitors. They've got like those.
But they're magical space Jedi.
I know, but you think about it, like
they're magical space wizards.
That's like a mythical weapon. Thanos could be having in his hand that could be like.
I'm gonna make this motion to you every time you go off on a tangent about another goddamn franchise or show and pull you back in. Speaking about
Tony.
Speaking about the movie that we saw today, he did a spinny thing, he managed to stop it, but that blade smashed through vibranium.
Yep.
That shield was hefty, which now shows the question. Now, we know that vibranium exists out in space, so there's a really high chance that that blade was vibranium. So even though we've lost the stones as a power weapon in the universe, as they start to go more spacebound, Guardians 3, Far From Home might have one or two space villains in it, and then any future ones.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are going to be rocking vibranium, or possibly even another tier of weaponry. Adamantium, at least from a little bit that I've heard in the comics, adamantium was another kind of like space element that kind of rivals vibranium.
And then sure, like you've got like Logan and all can use that shit and all.
Well, this is where, and you brought this up earlier with because Avengers X.
Yeah.
Now that was put in before. No, so this is now the big question of contracts and stuff that we kind of go into. When the poster for Avengers X showed up, did Disney have, like, Disney had X-Men before, right? Did Disney own Avengers at that time?
No,
Did they?
they've owned Avengers since like the first Avengers movie.
Okay, and have they owned X-Men all that time, or was that recent?
No,
Because
that was recent.
so they
bought
acquired
Fox,
X-Men
yeah,
recently.
yeah.
Right, so they acquired them recently. But was it recent enough for the poster? Was it before the poster? Because either that means the movie was designed for this crossover, or they may add it in, and there might be other movies in. But again, I'm gonna very quickly voice other things. If they
Yeah.
do bring in X-Men, keep Wolverine and Logan. Like, I know they've talked about using Tom Hardy as Logan for a bit. Keep him away.
Yeah.
Let's see other smaller mutants. Like, we've already touched on the Maximoff twins, who are technically mutants, but they weren't inherently born with those genes. They were forced and manipulated on them. Yeah.
Because
yeah,
it was like the Mind Stone. They were actually acquiring the power of the Mind Stone. That's how they got like Wanda and.
Yes, but that
got their
breeds a
powers
question.
and
Like,
all.
if you think about it one way, Hulk's a mutant.
Yes.
Captain America's a mutant.
Yeah.
Tony Stark isn't a mutant. Lord Häagen-Dazs isn't a mutant. He's an alien. There's a difference.
Captain Marvel is.
Black Widow, pending how they run her prequel, may turn out that she's not. Like, she had surgery and stuff done herself. They talk about that to be like, I can't have kids. But she is inherently a badass. Did they give her extra genes to buff up her muscles, but as well, like, make her stronger but keep her curvy, to keep her feminine agent approach? Did they give her other things to, like, change her? Like, that's going to be a big question for that prequel, because it may turn out they adapted and make Black Widow a mutant, in a sense. And I'm playing fast and loose with the term mutant, in terms of mutant being enhanced human.
Yeah.
So because then that normalizes. Like, say we see Cyclops in the Marvel universe, but what if Cyclops turns out to be an old or a new Hydra project to give laser weaponry biologically to their people, but then in their splicing they fuck up, and then he can't turn it off unless he has a visor. And that's kind of like, they go, well, he's a reject, and try to get rid of him.
Dude,
but that's how we get Cyclops.
That would be
but
interesting.
That normalizes him as a character in the MCU, but still gives him a mutation to his human form.
Like the likes of Mystique or Nightcrawler, like even like experiments like that.
Hydra, the Sinister Six, other groups. The boy from Civil War that you talked about. That could be his next project, to go, I couldn't get. Well, he ended up, he achieved his goal. He made the Avengers split. Maybe his next goal is to go, I need people to split themselves. And his whole thing is that he's going to come out afterwards, get out of prison, get out of something, but legally. And then do a propaganda campaign. People of the world. Enhanced people. Like the end of, like, the last, like, X-Men Last Stand, that kind of thing. Is it the political people come forward and go, the enhanced people are the ones making the decisions? Casually ignoring the fact that they've saved the planet hundreds of times, they go, the enhanced people are making decisions. We tried to enforce the Sokovia Accords on them. They rejected it. The enhanced people have done this. They've rejected everything. What about us? They're pushing us to be the inferior people. And then that's how you get, like, the usual, like, rebellion against mutants. But this time, people like Professor Hulk, Peter Parker are all included in that.
Hulk, I can never get used to that.
Because they will all be seen as enhanced individuals.
Yes.
So they all gain the moniker. Even our current agents all get the moniker of a mutant.
Yeah. Be interesting as well with the bad guy from Captain America Civil War.
Yeah.
You were saying like that, how he's wanting to like create like his own like enhanced like people, like mutants equivalents.
Well, he took out the other Winter Soldiers because he didn't want them.
What if he like does like an experiment on himself that goes wrong, and he becomes like the MCU's equivalent of like Magneto. You know, like it's just like a hypothesis.
I
you know?
really would like to see them bring back Magneto. I don't want it to be that character.
I
Because that's a character where it's like Magneto needs this horrible backstory to make it that he's somebody that you hate, but he has good intent for why he did these things. He was trying to be a good human being, and is now a bad mutant. Anyway,
yes.
we're kind of going into future speculation territory.
Yeah.
So I'll rein myself back in here.
Get back here.
We're nearly at the end of the movie, so we end up having everybody coming back.
Yes.
We get to the point we have the ultimate showdown. It's bigger than the Wakanda fight. Like
yes.
we didn't think anything could get bigger than the Wakanda fight, and they went, "Hey, here's the Wakanda fight on cocaine." And it's like, holy shit. So we have all the intermittent battle scenes.
Yes.
I don't remember enough to talk about it.
Pepper Potts.
People at home, we get Defender come in. We still don't have a name for her, but from the comics she's Defender. Morgan might become the new Iron Man. I know in the comics there's a Spanish girl or something's taken over for.
Either
be interesting
that
to see that.
Or the kid from Iron Man 3, like I was saying
I was
earlier.
gonna talk about him in just a moment when we talk about the cemetery. When we talk
The
about
memorial.
the funeral.
But anyways, like before
Yes,
we get
I
to
didn't
that,
realize until you pointed it out who that was. I looked at him and went, "Why does he look like the X-Men Quicksilver?"
Yeah.
And in my head I was going, "Well, this is brilliant. We get this pan," because they stayed on him for a bit.
Oh yeah.
We get this pan of all the characters we've known, we loved, we've watched all the movies, and then I looked at this one character and went, "I don't know you, but you're in amongst all these people." And my initial reaction was, you're either gonna have a movie about you, or you're gonna have your backstory in somebody else's movie. You're important for some reason.
Yeah.
And then afterwards you're like, "There's a kid from Iron Man 3," and I was like, "Oh, well, fuck's sake."
Well, no.
How did he well, I guess his mum was either working or was drunk anyway,
Though,
and his
sure,
daddy's gone.
Tony donated like a shit ton of stuff towards him. Like he revamped like his garage, so it had like a snooker table, like inventions and all that.
I forgot about that. It's been ages from my. You see
to
the
see 'em.
older movies.
Yeah.
Like I caught wee snippets and Easter eggs, but other than that, I did not do. Like I know a lot of people binged watched the entire
Yes.
cinematic universe leading up to this. I didn't do that. I had a job, a life, and an appendix to get rid of. I didn't have time to do that.
But anyways,
So-
like, it was back again. So
that was a nice touch. If that's the case, like everybody else there was kind of a superhero or was important to superheroes.
yeah.
Other than Iron Man 3, he hasn't been seen.
Yeah.
He must be coming back. They must be doing something with him to be like, okay, for Defender, I'm going to be not your Jarvis, but you don't know how to look after your suit. Tony did all that for you. I got to know how. Peter's got to know how. Maybe... Wouldn't it be cool to see that kid figure out how the Iron Man suit works and him be like a buddy cop duo with Peter Parker?
Yes.
And Peter then has...
Yes.
Like, I know he has his big... I forget his... Is it Ed, you call him? Tubby
Yeah,
Mora?
Ned.
Yeah, so he has his mate Tubby Mora, a.k.a. Ed. And they're kind of his buddy, but he doesn't have a superhero buddy. He doesn't have a superhero friend.
Or
Maybe
sidekick.
this kid... No, Peter... You see, unless we get Peter Parker like the Spider-Verse one,
Yeah.
where he's the old grizzled one, in which case he needs to die anyway to make way for Miles Morales. Oh, shit, there's a point. It'll be interesting to see in the future where Miles Morales fits in, because he's kind of... he's now become a really quintessential Spider-Man character. That'll be cool. Maybe that's how... Like, this is the end of the phase of all the old guard
Yeah.
of the Avengers, now down back.
Now passing
Maybe
the torch.
like this is the end of phase 3.
Yes.
This is now going to be with Far From Home the beginning of phase 4. Maybe at the end of phase 5 we get Peter starting to become tired of the life, but he knows he's
Yes.
still got a duty. So maybe at phase 5 we'll get him meeting somebody and then him becoming the Tony to the Peter to the Miles.
That sounds a lot like fucking like Batman of the future there. Batman
Aye, with him and
Beyond.
all those fucking Robins.
Like, he's like old, and like Miles Morales is probably like the equivalent of like the future Spider-Man.
More than likely. So we have that nice kind of touch. Hopefully that's what happens with those characters.
Yeah.
The fight we get
Captain America with the
definitive-
hammer.
We've already talked
Yes,
about
I know, but I recap it. I love it.
that. Recap it. Why did you slap the table?
Because I come from the land of the ice and snow.
Take this away. So
why did I mean
yeah, that was Ragnarok.
We got
so
glimpses of like him like getting the lightning eyes and all that, but
I think that was more him like like Static Shock hits people.
Yeah.
I think that was more after Thor had been holding it and he's like, oh shit. Oh no, he was shooting lightning and stuff out of it.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
And then it's like that bit where he's like he's holding like the axe and then he's got his hammer. He's like,
no, you give me that. You get the tiny one.
I keep this.
So they go through their scrap and they go through all the rest of it.
Like, and don't get me wrong, like you see some of the characters that got snapped, like most of them had like little to no dialogue. Like, I mean, Hope, like
Hope Van Dyne had no dialogue,
up and she's just like hand on the shoulder. He's like, yeah, let's do this.
Which is kind of a nice touch as well because there were so many like Peter's a very chatty character, but Hope is very just to the point and knows her job. Which was quite good for a character then, that even after seeing Scott, like the two of them know, yeah, we're going to shag after this. Yeah, we're going to shag after this. And the two of them already knew, and then they had that nice sweet moment with fucking 20-year-old Cassie anyway. Which, where was her... I guess her mum and stepdad got snapped.
Yes, that's actually what I wanted to mention earlier.
Where was the two of them?
Where was the two of them?
Snip.
Oh. Well,
hopefully they're back.
Maybe.
We didn't see them.
But you know what? Like that was
maybe a different
at
house.
The climax of the battle. Like Thanos basically has the gauntlet on, and then Captain Marvel.
Can I just say just beforehand? I get that they needed to do it. It would have made for a great poster. But explain to me, like the whole thing about the Avengers. That yes, you end up with many male team ups because that's the way it works out. That's just kind of how the comics all the rest of it. Explain to me at any point.
I get what you're coming from.
It's not that I have a problem with it in a sense. It's still made for a really cool shot. But then I question, one, where the fuck were the rest of you during this fight? How did you all get to this point to back her up? And thirdly, why the fuck do any of you think you can back up Captain Marvel when she's got the gauntlet? You do have a Koye Shuri, you get Defender coming in, you get Manta. What the fuck's Mantis gonna do?
Sleep.
We do get a nice shot of all the female heroes and characters and stuff like that. But honestly, you see if they wanted to do more with kind of like, and I know this is still a big thing about them promoting females are strong, females are powerful, they can team up. Do you know what they should have done? Had another moment where Thor's fighting like a horde, but then rather than Valkyrie going back him up, because we already see Valkyrie do that so much.
Yeah.
Have Pepper and Shuri going back him up and be like, yeah, we're chicks, we can fucking fight. Have Hope, have Wasp going back up Peter.
Yeah. Like, do a mixing match,
Like, I know at one point, during the Gauntlet run,
yeah,
like I think she grabs him and helps throw him at one point.
Hi, I'm Spider-Man!
Man, it would have been nice to see her, like, going, like, help out, like, Hulk or Rocket or, like, some of the guys, or, like, Quill. How cool would it have been to see Peter Quill trying to fly in his jetpack, and then, like, fucking Wasp is up there with her blasters, and they're kind of looking at each other, just kind of, like, weighing up. Is it better to have blaster arms? Better to have gun arms? Those kind of interactions.
And on top of that, we see Rocket and Bucky are near shoot like.
He's up on Rhodey, yeah.
And then immediately he's like going, "Hey, now that you're back, can I have that arm?"
I was so expecting for him to be like, "I told you I'm gonna get that arm." I was so waiting for that. But it's not that, right? So basically my point is, because people are going to be like, I hated the scene with all the girls. He's anti-feminist. No. What I'm saying is that if you wanted to send a more powerful message, it wasn't to divide every single female character and set them by themselves in a little group while all the men fought the entire army.
Yeah.
I think what they did by that was send the wrong message. They sent the reverse message.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely think what they should have done is sparsed in the female characters in amongst everybody, and then it's mayhem, it's a fight. You don't have time to be organizing. Hang on, Shuri, come here, what's up, you can't be fighting with them, we've got a girl team up to go to. Like, they kind of just show up all randomly at the same time. It made way more sense to me to be like, they're just in the thick of it fighting. Who fucking cares about gender? Who cares about whatever? fucking fight!
I think the whole point of it, you know, they like wanted the way I see it there is like it's meant to be like a visual representation of like, you know, like the old wartime posters of Rosie the Riveter and all that. I think like
Really good poster, by the way.
that's a very good poster. I think like, you know, that's what they're wanting to do. Like they want to show like a basic like Marvel's answer to like that poster, you know.
Yes,
like,
but here's my big thing, because you know the way they make posters and then the poster doesn't inherently show up in the film. How cool would it have been if they were to... No, they couldn't have released the poster beforehand because that would have revealed Defender and whatnot. It would have revealed Shuri and all coming back. But now that the movie's been released, if, you know, give it about a month and then they come out with the Endgame posters and they had the all-female cast one, how many people then would have wanted to rewatch the movie to say to themselves, wow, I forgot there were so many really good, powerful, well-written female characters all in one movie? And they would have said that, not because it's a male-dominated movie where they're going to enforce everything and but because people are going, I didn't see all the female characters because I was too busy looking at all of the great characters together without the use and idea of gender. But that poster, if they wanted that, just don't make a male one. Make a one of everybody together and then make a female separate one. Just don't make a male one. And that would have got the idea in people's heads to be like, I want to rewatch Infinity War to see the scenes where Shuri and Okoye were backing up Thor, where they were backing up Rhodey, where you had Hope Van Dyne, you know, grab a hold of fucking
Rocket or something,
like
or...
the Master, you know, previous before Doctor Strange, or like, you know, one of the other female characters, but then going back somebody else up, and then it's, or they're in a fight and they're helping each other out, and it's like, that would have been nice to have it all mixed in, because it would have made more sense to film and whatnot. And
I mean,
it was one of those shots that you see as soon as I saw immediately that Miss Marvel was standing out there with her. This is where I want to talk about her hair. You don't have to be ladylike by having long hair, but I know she deliberately wanted the short hair because it's such an atypical, I'm a feminist haircut, and it's like, you don't get how opposite of a message you send. How badass did Captain Marvel look when she got in her suit, whether or not she had the mask off and she had the long hair? Even in the box set.
Right now, folks, I'm holding a Lego set here.
Yeah, he's actually got Captain Marvel and the Skrull attack, which you can throw up in this video as a quick image. But even in the Marvel set, they kind of have the whooshy back hair, but it makes it like a short kind of wavy bob.
And then you actually have like the picture of her from the Captain Marvel
with the
movie
long hair in the
long
right-hand corner. But how awesome would that have been just to see her, the powerful woman that she is, in her designed by another girl color scheme, but then when she's like, well, I'm gonna suit up and go for the short hair badass, she puts her helmet or hood back on and she has the Warhawk. That would have been a moment where it's like, if you want to send a message with shorter hair, but you know, to be like, it's not about my gender, it's the fact I'm a powerful character, that Warhawk would have been awesome. And instead they had this, I apologize for saying this, whenever people, like, stereotypes are a thing in life and in reality, stereotypes help us build an idea of characters and, like, make sense of things, whether it be for humor, for study, or for whatever. How was that not the most fucking atypical lesbian haircut you've ever seen on a woman? Hi there, sexy!
Because here's the thing, I'm going to fire up another image here. This is the first Lego set that they introduced, Captain Marvel's minifigure. They actually had like the like spiky hair. In fact, you know what? You see while you're talking.
I don't even collect your Lego. I know the exact model you're talking about. But basically, right, so my point is this. I've ended up making a big deal out of this because in a sense that it is, because Marvel wanted it to be a big deal. But my point is it shouldn't have been. There shouldn't be this conversation. There shouldn't be this talk about it.
Yes.
Because the point is...
So it's basically... It's basically like that style of hair, but it's actually, you know...
Oh yeah,
yellow,
you'll
like
take
it's
a
like
photo
blonde.
of it and then send it up.
So I'll
Yeah.
put it up. I'll actually put the image of the original Captain Marvel Lego minifigure up right now.
Yeah,
Like that's what it looks like.
that's cool. So basically, my point is this, and we'll leave on this, and then we'll move on from it.
Mhm.
I still love Defender's design, where it's the Iron Man
Oh, I
costume
Love
built
it.
built for a woman, not because it's slender and sexy and the rest of it, but because it's refined and elegant.
Yes.
Which for Miss Pepper Potts, the sane one of the two, that's much more her design. I love Shuri coming up. I love Shuri in the Black Panther movies because she's such a cheeky wee shit
Yes.
who just bullies the shit out of her wee brother. It's kind of cool. Okoye being there. Speaking of the female characters who should have been there, we talked about her earlier, but Black Panther's missus. It's killing me. I don't
Is she
remember her name.
there?
I didn't see her.
Because she appeared
No,
at
I
the
know.
end,
I know
didn't
she was in the movie Us
Yeah.
recently, so maybe there was a scheduling issue there. Now, don't get me wrong, she's an agent, but Black Widow would have been there, and she was an agent, and Mantis was there. So if she was worried about being an underpowered character, she can just pick up a pair of Shuri's guns and join the fight, as
That
well as.
being said,
Mhm.
another female character that I mentioned in the last video that still hasn't yet to have appeared.
Mhm.
Lady Sif. There was still like no sign
That's
of her.
a big question. I hadn't thought about that. Maybe there's a problem with her contract or something, or what that. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah,
Well,
look
but
into that.
if there's anything, we'll throw it up at the end of the video just to be like, right, here's the detail about it. But I have heard nothing about her.
Mm-hmm.
Either she's away doing. No, she wouldn't. Okay, I'm actually just realized I'm gonna have to need to see
We're gonna have
Dark
to watch.
World and Ragnarok because
She was not in Ragnarok. Period. Like,
my question is, she was in Dark World, wasn't she?
no, she was in that one. Yeah.
What happened in Dark World where she stopped showing up?
Oh,
Did she go and do a mission and that's why she wasn't
Yes,
with the Asgardians?
they were trying to. Her and the Warriors 3 and Heimdall were trying to help Loki, Thor, and Jane escape to the Elven world. Through the secret portal or secret passage.
Yeah, but the Warriors 3 got back with, I think, is it Billy Zane you call the guy? He was actually kind of glad the Warriors 3 died in that because that
Mhm.
meant he could finish his contract with that and then go and join DC to be Shazam. Hopefully
Yes.
Shazam's the turning point for DC in that respect. Anyway, was she sent on a separate mission after that? What has happened to her? Because we didn't see her at all at
know.
Ragnarok. We didn't hear anything about her. And there's just been no mention. She wasn't there for the big callback. So either when they do Guardians 3, maybe it's a Guardians 3 thing. Maybe James Gunn, like Adam Warlock's been saving her. Maybe he asked for her to be saved.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll get fabulous Thor has to reconnect with Lady Sif, who was, other than Jane Foster dumping him and all that stuff, he has moments. Maybe this is his kind of, hi, you know the way you liked me before? Well, I'm ready to get together. And now Lady Sif gets to look him up and down and is just like, yeah, not happening. And again, you talk about power and women and all that, and she gets to be like, look, I love you in terms of your personality, and that's why I fell for you. But people are allowed to look at each other and just go, you very clearly physically are not attractive. And she's going to turn him down.
Only on half.
Only on half. Top half he's fine. If you actually cut him off at his chest up, maybe you get a little bit of moob. But other than that, and his big thick beard.
Here's
Which
my
I do have to say,
question for you.
one last spin back to New Asgard. Kind of funny how they kind of hashed out the Aquaman movie in their own movie. That they're a fucking fishing village and he has the awesome
I kid you
Jason
not, man.
Momoa beard.
I actually had to lean forward and look at that location because you see the port area they
Oh yeah,
were
it's like
at.
in Germany or something like that, or I assume Sweden.
I thought for a minute that was fucking Port Rush they were filming there, the actual port bit.
Jesus, that would have been interesting.
Okay, so we all have a theory, it's Germany and all that, but this is where we thought it was, pointing to the map of the world.
Yeah, you really love since Hellboy 2. You've been hoping for
Yes.
another Northern Ireland.
Another
reference.
Northern Ireland. Greetings, friends.
Ah.
But yeah, to wrap up here, folks, because we've been talking for quite some time here.
Yeah, so end of the film. Well, we'll
Thanos
get through.
almost tried to do it again. Tony does
Nick the
a
Stones, he
Nick
gets
the
his
Stone,
snap.
and it's
Tony gets burnt.
what the fuck? And he's like, the bit, I am Batman, Iron Man.
Oh, well, fuck you for reading that. But We get the snap, we get the dusting. We don't know if Gamora got dusted because maybe his wish, this is what my thinking is, maybe his wish to the stones was, I want Thanos and all of his armies and allies gone. Which, if the Mind Stones have a mind of their own, literally the Mind Stone, then the Mind Stone will be able to go, well, Gamora's changed sides, so that's okay, let's not get rid of her. Guardians 3 is Guardians 3, the search for Gamora. Or... did she get dusted?
Because that's the thing as well, like, because we're, like, left, like, with that in-between theory, because if you remember when they were on the ship, Peter was, like, had on the screen Gamora, it was, like, going searching, it was, like, ... searching, and then he just immediately swiped it away. When the others came on, you were like, oh, here? What's gonna happen? But then, other than that, yeah, Tony clicked, and essentially the... at what cost moment, you know, like, yes, he got rid of them all, but now he's gave up his life so that the others
of the
can...
power snap. Yeah, that was the kind of thing where I think he knew from...
looking at...
I genuinely think he knew from Infinity War, whenever Strange was like, there's only one way to do this, and Strange was giving him the big doe eyes, and that's why he set up the cabin, he set up everything, and he spent so much time with his family.
And that's why he had to give the time stone to Thanos, because...
oh yeah, but I think Tony knew that Strange's plan was he had to die.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, I'm spending every second I could. But the moment he kind of knew he could fix things, that's why he has the whole conversation with Pepper in the log house, is that he's just kind of like, he doesn't want to tell her. At that point, I think he already knows. And he's just kind of like, I'm going to my death here. I know I'm not coming back. I think he has that kind of moment.
Yeah.
Which is why we know whenever he ends up in the fight and he looks at Strange, it's his one last hope to be like, you gotta tell me, Doc, is there a second way out of this? Is there anything else we can do? And then he's just like...
there was no other way.
He's giving him the, he's doing his own like magic work, and then he just subtly just brings his fingers down. He's like, nope, there's only one.
Yes. And then, of course, we get to the bits with the memorial.
Yeah, Peter has his moment where he cries on him, and then
Pepper.
Yeah, and then we get, thankfully, Morgan is still alive and happy, so hopefully there'll be a good arc for her in the coming movies.
And then we see, of course,
Old Happy's back.
Nicki's back.
Nicki Minaj is back, yes.
Nicki Minaj is back with her twerking.
Yeah, with his wee eye patch.
Oh, and on top of that...
hopefully we'll see that cat return.
Yes.
Or the Florix, or whatever you call it.
Goose.
Didn't see Kobe Smulders' character. And didn't see... there was one other person they gave to in the credits. I don't remember seeing them.
Oh. Yes, you're right.
It's gonna bust me now. Anyway, well, we'll remember them in a second, but hopefully they're away preparing for the next step in S.H.I.E.L.D., because as we know, Nick Fury shows up in the Far From Home trailer.
Yep. So
we'll have to research when Far From Home is.
Everyone's pretty much getting back to their normal lives. Like we see Peter going back to school.
Captain America went back. He replaced the stones
and the hammer.
Gave Mjolnir back. Gave Mew Mew back.
But
then spent time with Peggy. He finally got his little slice of life. Now he's still an old man. He's there for advice if we need him.
Yeah.
But Falcon is now dead because we have Captain America. Or, hopefully, we have Captain Falcon. Oh, I realized way too late for saying that. How cool would that be, though? That's the only problem, is that it's all on his arms.
Yes.
Maybe he designs a new suit where the wings come out of his back. But a Captain America that can fly down and then hit you with a shield and isn't afraid to use guns. That was a big difference between them.
Because that's the thing, like, they were saying, like, Chris Evans said that this was going to be him. This is what I was going to think. Were they going to follow by the comic books? There's either two ways where this can go. Either Sam becomes the next Captain America, or Bucky becomes the next.
I think Bucky, whenever he spotted him and he saw the case, I think he already kind of knew. And that's why he was like, Sam, you do it.
Yeah.
Bucky already kind of knew and was just like, I'm not Captain America.
Yeah.
I'm Captain Communism.
Captain Communism.
You need to go do that.
Captain Falcon.
Jesus, that was way too late. I literally got the last syllable out, and you can probably see my eyes roll into the back of my head as I go, ha!
And yeah, surprisingly enough, like we waited at the end and no post-credit scene or anything.
There was no mid-credit scene, there was no post-credit scene, which
I'm thankful for, you know.
There's kind of... Okay, so there's two things. That one, it breaks tradition in that they could have set up the next
arc.
Aye, but because we know that there's another Black Panther coming in terms of contracts, and we know that
Spider-Man.
we definitely know Far From Home's coming. They could have
Guardians.
They could have Guardians, yeah, but that's like 2021 basically at this point. But I'm amazed that they didn't tease anything for Far From Home. But at the same time,
it's kind of good.
It ends. It goes from right. So everything's been in the waves. There was wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. This is the end of the wave. I think what they've done very subtly is shown that while there are waves, the waves are inside of an era. I think we've seen the first era of these movies completed, and there will be wave 4, 5, and 6.
Yes.
Which is era 2 or the second era. Which
I get you.
Which is where, like, I was postulating the idea to you, where we've seen Peter's backstory in his beginning, but his middle movie of his 3 movies, not including all the ones he's going to show up in Avengers, is his arc, where he's like Tony. He's got his suit, he's got everything. He now has to deal with his bad guys and his situation, his penultimate moment in whatever his 3rd movie is, and then in between the Avengers stuff. But I think his last movie will tease him getting an apprentice of some description.
Yeah.
And then whatever movie follows that directly is him training the next generation and preparing them for the 3rd era.
Here's the thing, though. Like, I mean, the idea could be Miles Morales. But I have another theory.
I really think just because, yeah.
Spider-Gwen could also be another option.
Well, because while they've teased that his new fling in his movie is AJ, but isn't Mary Jane. Or MJ. But her name isn't Mary Jane. They've made that very clear that this is a different character.
It's like Martha or something like that.
Yeah, but they've really made a distinction that these other 2 girls may exist. They're not the ones that Peter's kind of interested in or has even met. But then it does give way for the other side of it, where it's like, because of Oscorp.
Yes.
That same spider may have bitten a young student apprentice called Gwen Stacy. And then Spider-Gwen subtly exists on her own. Whether that be before or after Peter.
Yeah.
Most likely afterwards. Just in terms of timeline, you know, because of the current way the story's going. But then she's kind of like, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. And she goes to Avengers Tower to be like, can somebody fucking help me? And then Peter's there and is like, you're in a really rare position. I have the exact same power that you do, which would be a really good then, because you know the way movies are at the end of the day is that they have to tell a story. Yeah. How good of an adolescence, like especially when you consider it's an adolescent story, but for Peter to be with MJ, you know, see how Far From Home goes, or at least he wants to be with MJ. But while he views Gwen as just a student, Gwen starts to flirt with him, all the adolescent flirting, and he's like, I'm okay, I'm an awkward teenager. But MJ, being the blunt as shit, bite everything at first sight person that she is, will then want to fight Gwen.
Yeah.
Which will either lead to one of 2 things. Either MJ's just going to deck Gwen before she can use her powers, or it might force MJ to try and get her own powers, and then after they have their mini civil war, you then get 2 new characters backing up Spider-Man. You have Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, but then because this MJ is totally her own character, what can she be? They actually have an opportunity to write a whole new character.
And immediately, as soon as you said those 2 fighting it, like there, I'm just imagining there's Peter and Drax just sitting in the corner, eating like wee candies, like stealthily. I've managed to manage the art of invisibility. My movements are so slow you can't even see me. But yeah, to wrap it up all. Oh, but then that's actually another point as well. Like, I mean, and I'm going on to another Lego topic here. They've recently brought out the Far From Home Lego sets.
Already?
Yeah. We're gonna see a nice homage to Tony Stark. They've actually, instead of calling it like the Quinjet, they're calling it the Stark Jet, which is kind of interesting.
Especially because you can imagine Tony.
Like, he's left a legacy, you know.
Even if he did never release them, they're gonna start going through everything he ever had, especially Pepper, and being like, "What other ideas did you have, you crazy SOB?"
Yeah, because he designed the new Helicharacters in Winter Soldier, remember?
Helicharacters?
Yeah, the Helicharacters. What did I say?
That's what you said. You mean the Helicarriers?
Yes, the Helicarriers.
There it is. So, yeah, so what it leaves is there's nobody with Tony level intelligence to build it, so they'll need teams of people to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That will push other characters to become better and more intelligent and help their arc. But like Tony had to go through his own dad's stuff and try and sort everything, it will be a big matter of who can come through for this.
All that's left now is just our overall thoughts. Right?
Oh, what the fuck? It's a brilliant film.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Like I said, whenever we've got first interrupted by my brother coming, that was actually a good point, you know, he made there. Like, the ending, like, the movie was fantastic, don't get me wrong. Like, we were completely deceived, you know, like, through the trailer, because, you know, like...
The trailer...
You know how trailers are.
That means that... So, the trailer bits that we saw, we know about Ronan, which was just kind of before the halfway mark. We saw Nat and Captain America talking, which is kind of towards the beginning of the film, but after the first death of Thanos. We got to saw Tony and Nebula, which turned out to be the very beginning of the film.
Yeah.
Interesting that they still didn't explain.
And they actually had like a wee bro moment there.
Oh yeah, where they were playing like paper football.
Yeah.
But it was paper American football. But interesting that they don't explain how Marvel finds them. There must be... Well, we'll have to wait for the movie to release. And
also, on that note...
because she didn't go to the Avengers first when the pager was hit.
Yes.
So that's 23 days she's been floating... Or they've been floating in space. She must have like dealt with her thing and be heading that way. And just came across them. Because at no point when she hit Avengers did they go, "Oh, well, we know you're Marvel. Thanks for coming and getting them." They're like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Because then, don't forget, like, you see... in the post credits or the mid credits scene in the around Captain Marvel, it was like Natasha and Steve were looking at the pager, you know, that they found, Nick Fury's pager, and they were like,
completely wrote that off.
They were like, is this all we can find of him? Yeah, I don't know what it's mean. And then they turn around, and then she's behind them. She's like, "Where's Fury?"
Which was a nice like kind of teaser trailer moment, but at the same time begs a question.
Because they added that in Civil War, or the end of Ant-Man, because sure, they had like that wee glimpse from Civil War, like,
I thought
Bucky's...
was that not at the end of the Captain Marvel movie? Like, we sat through the trailer and saw that.
That's what I thought, but what I'm thinking was, I thought that was going to be a clip for Endgame, because just like in Ant-Man, you see in like the mid-credit scene, there's Steve and Falcon. They're actually having to deal with Bucky. He's like got his arm trapped. Like, they've had to restrain him. And he's like, "Yeah, your name's Steve. You used to put paper in your shoes." And they're all like, "What are we going to do here, Cap? I mean, do we call Tony? I don't know. Looks like we're on our own." And he's like, "I know a guy." Because remember, he was talking about like the wee fight that Falcon and Ant-Man had in the Ant-Man movie. Like, that's what he's referring to. And then that whole segment you seen in the end of Ant-Man, that was put into Civil War. That's why I was thinking, like, the mid-credit scene where they're like going, "Here's the pager, like, what does it mean?" Turn around, there's Marvel, she's like, "Where's Fury?" I thought they were going to add that bit into the movie, but then, now you think about it, it's retcon, because...
But that's a big thing, so...
Yeah.
They don't... So, as much as I said they don't really kind of acknowledge her, they may have... Which would make way more sense.
Mm-hmm.
She responds to the pager. She comes down. And that might be at like day 18 or something, or day even 20. And she goes straight up to them without even meeting probably Thor at this point.
Yeah.
And it's just like, "Where's Fury?" And maybe there's like, maybe it's a deleted scene, which in an extended cut will get explained.
Yeah.
But maybe they say
Alternate
to her,
segment.
where they're like, "Look, Nick Fury's dead. this guy called Thanos, and they kind of brief her on who Thanos is.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, they're like, look, we've lost some people. We found out from Banner and a few other guys that, like, oh no, wait, no.
Well, Banner was the only one.
Who knew? No, because Banner was up there with them, but got trashed down to Earth after fighting with Thor. Who knew about Nebula and Tony and the Guardians, and who knew about them?
The only one.
No. So
because
Tony
Hulk knew.
Yes, he did, because Hulk was fighting with Tony and Strange.
Yeah.
No, Strange went up with him and got poofed.
And he
got
just
captured.
saw it. Like Tony pursued the big thing, and he was like,
No, but
"Oh man."
unless Professor Hulk told them, because that would have been bad for that wee trailer if he was there and explained the Marvel as well. So he probably explained the Captain, where it's like they went into space and we can't find them. So maybe
Or
Cap
Rocket
turns
could
around to
know
Marvel.
because sure.
No, Rocket ditched the ship with the Guardians to go with Thor.
Yeah.
He wasn't with any of them.
No,
but he knew that they were gonna go fight Thanos.
Yeah.
And didn't Gamora in that conversation explain about how, right, we'll have to go to nowhere first, but we're gonna have to go to Titan?
Yeah.
Maybe Rocket is the key to that.
Yeah, I suppose.
Maybe, well, I'll have to rewatch Infinity War now to see that connection.
Yeah,
There's so many connections.
I know.
But that would make a lot of sense to be like, this is the daisy chain, but then Marvel goes back into space, goes get Tony and comes back down, and that's why. Is it Captain goes outside for like a breath of fresh air or something?
No, he's shaving and then he feels like the vibration.
Oh, the rumble, yeah, and then he goes outside.
And then there's Captain Marvel bringing down the Milano. Mark III at this point.
Aye, the Milano, I forgot the name of that ship.
And at this point it is probably Mark III because like it got destroyed first of all in the first one, Guardians, and then sure it got completely trashed in Guardians 2, and now they're flying like a recolor of it.
Aye.
In this one.
That poor thing. They're gonna have the fucking Mark IV in Guardians 3. That poor ass ship.
I know.
I wonder if that purple girl from the first one's still like just trapped in the bottom of it. Like, no matter how many times it's been trashed, it's the one compartment which is like a bunker and just is perfectly safe.
Quill, what happened?
Well, you see, who's Gamora? Where's Gamora? Why's Gamora?
Yeah, but other than that,
that's the big thing. After all their joking, where is Gamora?
Exactly.
Okay, so.
But yeah, folks.
God, our joke and our fluff about. So we got to the end of the fighting. Thanos is slain. They got the click. We got our memorial. We have Old Man Steve and Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon.
Which means the Winter Soldier is now the chill-ass soldier.
Yep.
We have Professor Hulk.
Pun intended.
We now have... If Pepper Potts has to look after her daughter, she will officially become Defender. Let's see where Morgan goes and ages up, which would be dead interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see how the kid from Iron Man 3, because he got all the tech and toys.
Yeah,
and don't forget, he did like to try and create his own custom weapons. Let's see what he does. Because he could end up being one of those kids, right? Where they end up flashing back in a future movie.
Yeah.
But the death of Tony Stark, because like his dad already bailed on him, the death of Tony Stark sits with him.
Yeah.
And he goes to become a vigilante. Not a hero, but a vigilante. And then other heroes have to go and stop him. And then
I'm Iron Boy!
And that would be a real weird, again in the terms of Civil War, but then Peter Parker has to fight against them, the children of Tony Stark, and he has to look at him and be like,
that'd be so
look, he inspired
awesome.
me and he gave me tech, he inspired you and gave him tech, but you're using it to go out of your way to hurt people. Yes, I do hurt people with the tech that he gave me as well, but I do it because this guy actively stole a purse, and it's like, but these people were going to commit a great offense, and he's like, but it's... You're preemptively killing people on this pretense. It could be shit like that.
And I mean, in a way, we still also have War Machine as well. Like, we still got, like, someone donning, like, a form of the Iron Man mantle.
Yeah, in terms of wearing the suit. But that's where you can consider the Iron Spider suit a variant of the Iron Man suit.
That is actually a good point.
Sorry. We'll try and cut that out.
No,
and that'll just be an
in.
awkward, weird bit of sense. No, people don't want a giant ass sneeze in their fucking.
And apparently it was that powerful I can actually smell it.
You can smell a sneeze. Oh, that's just McDonald's. You're smelling. I can smell.
Oh,
Dude, why do you think in a year and a half I haven't eaten McDonald's? That smell stays with you. Fucking dude, that grease on the. Hopefully they weaponize that grease into the next Sinister Six
Avengers
weapon.
movie.
Jesus, that'd be more acidic than gamma radiation.
God.
Anyway, we'll wrap this up.
Wrap this up. Overall, like, I give the movie a solid 20 out of 10.
Only 20?
Yeah. 20% cooler! Rainbow Dash reference!
And we're just gonna cut that off. Folks, hope you enjoyed Infinity War. Anybody, any issues, file them down. There wasn't a lot of issues with it, and even the one segment that
Hence we said in the trailer, the trailer of this video, the beginning of this video, and in the title, that there may be spoilers.
Oh god,
Tough
yeah,
shit.
just in case anybody doesn't know, this was a spoiler cast.
Yes.
That would be a terrifying thing to find out at the end of us, where it's like, what? This all happened?
Tony!
But, no, other than we need to go back now and connect plot points for certain details, such as Marvel fighting Stark and a few of the other bits and pieces and any other ranty bits we stumbled through. There wasn't any issues with this film. There was a lot of good back and forth. Even the time travel element was kept incredibly simple, which meant that they didn't have to faff about it with time a bit. It meant that it was easy to follow. I thought it was very good use of time travel for a change. And above all else, I know there was one segment that I did at the end of the movie talk heavily about regarding the female heroes. I'm just going to reiterate this point. It's not the problem with the female heroes. I thought above everybody else. Like, I love Shuri whenever she showed up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Panther. Not only because she's the techie genius, it does help that she is cute as anything, but she's just, I don't care, I'm just going to fight, like, against Warmonger?
Yeah.
I forget his actual, I forget his actual, villain name.
Oh,
Usually
Killmonger?
Killmonger, thank you. Yeah, Warmonger was Obadiah Stane. I forgot about that. That was his villain title, was Warmonger. Because, yeah, so Killmonger, sorry. But there's that whole segment at the end of the film where she just goes, I have no hope of beating you. Here's me, 2 guns and a lot of fucked off attitude about you attacking my family. The female guard.
Yeah.
Not only does that make sense as a personalized guard, the Japanese did it with the Onibushi and whatnot, that with Okoye and whatnot, that was brilliant. Female agent, brilliant. Captain Marvel, one of my all-time fucking favorite films.
Yes.
So please take away from this that it's not about the fact that there is or isn't female, heroes. It's about the fact that how weird would it have been to see that, let's reverse that scene and take, Peter does get up there and he's going to have to make the gauntlet run.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, he's going to make the gauntlet run, but then, Potts is beside him and is like, how are you gonna get through all that? And it's like, he's gonna have help, and you see all the members of the Avengers show up, and at first you're gonna be like, oh yeah, it's the Avengers, and then you go, hang on, Hulk, Thor, Stark, Captain America, and then you'll stop and go, well, Black Widow's not there because she's dead, but then you'll stop and tell yourself, but where's Okoye? Where's, if Ant-Man walks up, your first instance is gonna be, well, where's Wasp? They're a buddy team for a reason. So that's why I get that gut reaction that, whenever she appeared, Wasp, and I was like, cool, and Ant-Man's right behind her. What the fuck? Because Scott Lang being about as emotionally stable as me or you, he didn't just get his girl back to let her fight on his own. Not because he's worried that she's gonna get hurt without him, but because he's gonna get worried about not being there for her.
Oh yeah,
because they're a couple. He fucking loves her. It would be no different than if the original Ant-Man and Wasp was there.
Yeah.
Part and parcel. But whenever Defender showed up, when Pepper showed up, I was like, well, I know Tony has to deal with Thanos, but the gauntlet is the key here. If she's going to show up, I was expecting him to be right behind her. When Valkyrie showed up,
yes,
I was expecting either Hulk to finally go, fuck it, she was my best drinking buddy. Friend, not even I've just realized the rest of my connections have been kind of boyfriend, girlfriend, married couple, the rest of it, but that's my best drinking buddy. Or Thor, Haagen-Dazs level Thor shows up to be me and you, and he gives her the kingdom of Asgard and the title, which I know he didn't leave her with much.
The Kingdom of Port Rush,
which I know he looking at the wee village didn't leave her with much, but left her with the responsibility, which is everything. They're him to go and back her up to be like, me and you are buds. Because it's the Avengers all together. Plus there is, if you really want to do, and I would actually be really interested to see this movie. If memory serves, there was a comic series about the female Avengers. And they have their own specific title. What is it called? And I'm not big into the comics, I'll need to look it up. But I do have to say, and I say this with full genuine feeling when I say this.
Yeah.
If they release that movie where it's Pepper Potts after the death of Tony, who has to, for whatever reason, look after her daughter, so she shows up as Defender.
Yeah.
You have Shuri and Okoye, and it's gonna kill me. I will find out her name, but the Black Panther agent.
Mm-hmm.
If you have Wasp and Valkyrie and all show up,
yeah.
I would love to see that movie just from the standpoint of these people. Before you even talk about male or female, these people come from such different movies and different backgrounds, and their characters alone are so different. I would just love to see them interact.
Do you know another thing I would like to even see as well? Like,
So, very, very quickly. So, it's not a criticism to the movie.
Yeah.
It's just a question of your characters are so powerful, especially your female characters. You didn't need that scene. Everybody already knew how fucking badass these characters were.
Yeah.
A poster after the fact to get people to think about that would have been enough for me.
Because here's what I'm thinking at, like, should they have continued, and they were still in the Marvel universe and all, should they have continued, I would have loved to have seen, if they would have, like, incorporated the likes of, say, like, the Luke Cage Netflix series, like Jessica Jones, Daredevil, and, like, The Punisher and all like that.
There's two sides to that.
Like, two sides of the coin there.
I haven't seen much of the TV show.
Yeah.
And apparently some of them now can be very hit or miss.
Yeah.
Like,
Agents of Shields is...
Apparently Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it's dependent upon what season. It's one of those kind
of shows. Yeah,
because,
I kid you not, there's actually some element points where it actually, like, ties into, like, some of the movies. Like, at one point they're in London cleaning up the remains of Thor Dark World, and then...
Oh, yeah, so that's... The TV show can work off of the movie, but the movie is what 90% of people are going to see. The TV show is what 30 to 40% of the people are going to see.
Yeah.
So it's brilliant for those people who get invested in the shows, which they're going to see both. So those are to anybody listening, you're way more the diehard fan if you're also watching the TV show. So you guys get that separate nugget of, oh, I know something nobody else doesn't, where Agent Carter had to go and do this because of Hydra this.
Agent Hill, that's her name.
You know? Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Kobe
her.
Smulders' character.
Yes. Yeah. Agent Hill, that's her name.
I didn't spot her in that movie, in Endgame at all. I need to rewatch it just to be like, where is she? I know even at the end she wouldn't be able to do much, but it'd be one of those things just to be like, she's back.
It took me
there's
until
another female character. She could be
S.H.I.E.L.D.
She could be like the female Nick Fury to that team.
Yeah.
Of the female Avengers, and that kind of ties into be like, oh, okay, so this is a team specifically designed because of her.
Yeah.
Where she's like, look, you guys, they could even throw in the line of, look, I'm not even picking you just because you're all chicks. I'm actually picking you because your specific skill sets, looking at you, Pepper Potts, you're the new Iron Woman.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else has your armor. Nobody else can pilot your armor. The variant that Rhodey has isn't, like, his is very blocky.
And then
like,
on top of that,
his is straight up
Spidey's
and
is
down.
different. Like, that's a different story.
Well, his doesn't have all the repulsors and everything.
Like
his
it can't fly or anything. Well, it can glide, but it can't fly, for one.
I think... Well, yeah, he relies on his web shooters to pull him about, and then that gives him the oomph to glide. But, hers is a variant of an Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
So she inherently has something unique. Shuri, there's your techie designer for your team. There is instantly your variant of Banner, as well as the mind of Stark, is that she just goes, well, I'm fucking better than all of you anyway, so...
And I dated Coldplay.
I didn't know about that. So, but basically, yeah, so maybe there was a bit of a tie-in, with Captain America, where him seeing Peggy maybe there's a scene in one of the Peggy Carter ones where she gets a glimpse of somebody at a window and she's like, the fuck was that?
Yeah.
And then it turns out way later. Like, maybe people who have already seen the show, who, like, I assume that there's bits in the show where she has to have, like, an office conversation at some point because it's a TV show. You know, it's a bit of world building.
Yeah.
At any point now, I want somebody to be like, do you remember in, like, season 2, episode 4 of Agent Carter, where she was in her office talking to that bald guy in the suit, and then there was just the weird military guy looking through the window. She didn't spot him, but he just was standing there, and they're wondering in the show, like, is this somebody spying on her? Is this something like that? And then it's actually been the Russos going to the guys who make Carter, and it's like, do us a favour, don't show the guy's face, but could you put a guy there? And even the showrunner's like, what that's for? And it's like,
I like
okay.
that.
Because again, that's another nugget for anybody who's seen the show to be like, oh, it was Cap! Like that, for the people who watch the show, that would have been a really cool note. I need to go back and watch the show, because if you actually, like, you know what I say about timeline?
Yeah.
Somebody has designed, some mad bastard, fair play to them, has designed
Russos.
a timeline where it's like the first Iron Man movie, first Hulk, Captain America before that, you know, a chronological timeline.
Yeah.
So that makes it the first Cap movie,
Mm-hmm.
all of Agent Carter into the first Iron Man movie.
Yes.
So it's the TV show cut in between all of the movies, but the movies not in movie order as they released, but chronological.
Yeah.
And I want to watch it like that, and I know, like.
And then we have a Legend of Zelda timeline there.
Oh, fuck you. Like, you're talking about TV shows like Iron Fist. All I've heard is that Iron Fist was not great. And one of the key things above all else is that he's supposed to be a martial artist. I am a real stickler, and you know, I'm a son of a bitch about this. I am a real stickler for good fighting, good hand-to-hand combat, and it has to be shot well. You see, if you need somebody who has to put the camera right in your face like that, it shows that you can fight, which is sadly what they had to do with Scarlett Johansson. She's not a great fighter. Fantastic actress, but not a great fighter. Yeah. So that's why, you know, whenever you see, like, take Ultron, she's fighting in that busted up parking lot with Bones' agents, his troopers. Anytime they do some of her big shots where she has to do multiple combinations, they usually show it from a top down or from her back. So you see a lot of her hair and outfit, but you don't see her face, and that's because it's all her stunt double.
Because that's another thing as well. Sure, they pretty much had to, like, Photoshop her head onto, like, a stunt double's body, like, throughout some of the film, because it was, like, at the time she was, like, pregnant during the Age of Ultron.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
wow, okay.
At some points, you know, they actually had to get, like you said, the stunt doubles, and then they would do
I actually didn't even know about that. Okay, so that actually, I have to do more research on Johansson, because maybe I'm wrong about her not being a good fighter, because there was some good scenes, you know, and I know a lot of people
like Iron Man 2, like the big hallway scene. I was just
about to say, people like to shit on Iron Man 2.
I enjoyed that,
just in terms of a movie and entertainment, I enjoyed Iron Man 2 and 3.
Yeah.
But Iron Man 2, when you look back on it introduces Black Widow. Oh, it introduces 2 other things I'm completely forgetting because it's now near fucking 10 o'clock at night and I'm forgetting everything.
Agent Coulson.
No, Coulson was first movie.
No, I'll tell you what. It shows you he's like holding the prototype like Captain American shield. And then just at like the post-credit scene, it's Coulson. He's in New Mexico. He's like, we found it.
It sets up the next Thor
movie.
But here, on that note, a really fantastic question. Tony never finished his prototype Cap design. That was something I found out later. Somebody had thrown that in one of the first movies as a joke, and then became a bigger joke whenever he used it to prop the stuff up. But I say to you about them digging through Tony's old files and his old projects, and maybe they begin to build off of that.
Yeah.
What if, for Falcon, they start designing the new shield for him? Because, yes, he inherited Cap's shield, but things have to modernise and they have to evolve. what if they start working on that new shield based off of Tony's design, and then for people looking back, like, you think another 10 years time, where are we going to be with the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Holy God. But people will look back and be like, look at Falcon's new shield, and then the Russos and Kenneth Branagh and all the directors of yore, and they look back and somebody goes, let's rewatch the old Iron Man movies, and like, what are we now? 2019?
Yeah.
And it's going to be like 2029, and somebody clicks on Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2 for the first time,
And they're like,
and they go, it's
whoa.
Falcon's shield! They knew that far back. That would be such a clever movie.
Yeah.
That would be such a good movie. And like, possibly there's other tidbits and other snippets like that will creep up that we just don't know.
Yeah.
Is the world building, like in Ultron, people like the shit on Ultron.
Oh, yeah.
They were already thinking ahead. We want Captain America to pick up the hammer. Picks up that motherfucking hammer.
Yep. Alright then, folks.
That's gone mad.
So, Rhys's phone is going
I
mad
think
here.
all of my other mates have just finished seeing Endgame. My whole phone, in the period of, I want to say 30 seconds, whole Snapchat just blew up. My screen is covered.
Oh, I think my Instagram and my Facebook was exposed.
Oh yeah, you can now go back on social media.
Yeah,
'cause
I
all
can
your
now
mates
go
are spoiling it
back.
for you.
But all that being said, folks, thank you if you're sitting here listening to us for the last God knows 2 hours and all. No, I'm gonna have to heavily do a big edit on this here.
Yeah, you're gonna have fun with this, but yeah.
This at the time of this recording, we're recording this on Tuesday the 30th. Yes, Tuesday the 30th of April. Tomorrow is the 1st of May. I am hopefully going to have that video up by then. So, at the time of...
That's more ambitious than a 20-year crossover.
But all that being said, guys, listen, I hope you enjoyed listening to us ramble and talk shit to each other. And overall, it was a fantastic movie. So we thank you for watching, listening. Have yourself a fantastic night and take care. Now I'm going to down the rest of my McDonald's.
There's none of it left. He finished it
an
an hour and a half ago. Oh, Jesus! Thanos, save me!